Hi, I'm from South Africa. A lot of people ask, where exactly is South Africa? Well, it's right over here at the bottom, the south of Africa. It's a country. Some people think it's a continent. It is not. Now, what is South Africa famous for? Nelson Mandela, and also the Ultimatum South Africa, which is a new series on Netflix that just came out. The Ultimatum is a series created by Nick and Vanessa Lachey, famed for their other series, Love is Blind. And if you're not already blinded by love, maybe you'd watch The Ultimatum, a show in which contestants propose the question, either marry me or move on. That already sounds like a load of bullshit. And that's because it is. The series was something a lot of people watched when it came out. A lot of people judged, rightfully so. And we thought this was just going to be swept under the rug. But the show has proved to be so successful, it actually has a spin-off. And the country they chose is my home country. So when I got tagged in hundreds of posts about it, I took a look at it. Now let me tell you, I just want to shout out all my cousins in South Africa right now watching this for not being on the show. Because if you were, I would have roasted your asses.
No, please.
It is definitely something to see your home country be put on blast like this. And I will say right now, this show starts off like,
oh wow, this might actually work.
And the way it ends is like,
oh my god, never show this again.
I think this is like the American version on steroids.
What do you mean?
It has a lot of crazy things, and I for once feel kind of qualified to more or less sit with you through this experience and go on a ultra deep dive into the whole series. I hope you join me for this. It's something I never thought that was gonna happen. I never even had this on my radar, but here we are. And just to make this experience even better, I bought biltong. For anybody who doesn't know, biltong is like this famous South African food where they dry meat. It sounds not as delicious as it tastes, but I already ate most of this because I'm that South African. Please, by the way, consider subscribing. I really want to get to a number higher than what I am right now.
Or at least be higher.
It's gonna be a long deep dive. Sorry to take you away from the video. After moving, I realized I had a lot of time on my hands and I wanted to expand the team. So I am looking for new editors. These editors will fall into two categories, one for my main channel where I do deep dives, and another for a second channel in which I do some side quests and travel videos. You can apply by clicking the link below. There you'll have access to a drive full of footage, and you can apply for the deep dive position or the side quest position. Now I will say this is for more advanced editors because we're looking to expand the channel and have people who understand storytelling, pacing, edits, transitions, sound effects, and a lot that goes into editing. Of course, this is a full paid position, and if you need to know anything else, you can message me either on my Instagram or on my email, which I will leave below, and there is more information once you click the links. Best of luck to you. I hope I get to talk to you soon. Okay, back to the video. As I said, Ultimatum South Africa takes place in South Africa, meaning Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey are obviously not there, but they have the African versions of them, so that's, I guess, cool. Like I said, I'll take you through anything that you might want to know. This is probably gonna be some stuff I don't even know because I haven't been there in a very long time, but I can't wait to see what unfolds. Let's watch.
This social experiment, the Ultimatum South Africa.
Also, I am going to grade each contestant by the end of it, from A to F, because each of them definitely deserves a grade, and I think you'll agree with me. So do it in your head as you watch, because some of these contestants are like, oh, ooh, there's a lot of that.
One person in each couple wants to get married, while the other doesn't.
Right, so exactly. One person, there's a couple, one person wants to get married, the other doesn't. So they issue an ultimatum. Either marry me or move on. But what does that mean? Well, nothing if you're just talking to your own company, but when you have a group of 5 people who all say that, what happens is a giant orgy. People move around and they find a new partner to get married to for 3 weeks. During that 3 weeks, they can do whatever they want because they're technically broken up with their partners. Is this legal? Yes, but it's probably frowned upon knowing that this is more just like the movie Hall Pass, where for a short amount of time you just have the right to bang someone because on TV it says this is now your ex.
I'm gonna try to nail the receptionist.
In reality and ethically, I don't know if this is a thing. But after the 3 weeks, they reconnect with their original partners and see whether they're ready to propose. So basically, in layman's terms, they break up with their partner for 3 weeks. They get to have sex with someone else, then they come back and now they either marry their partner or they break up forever. That doesn't sound like a series. This sounds like a serious problem.
My name is Tsepo Hausa Moses.
And I'm Salamina Mosese.
Ah, yes, the Mosese is there. Nick Lachey, Mosese. Nick Bosese. That's it. I should have known.
Welcome to the Ultimatum. You're all here because you need some clarity in your relationships in order to move forward.
That's not actually that. They would go to therapy if they needed clarity. They're all there because they want anarchy in their relationship. If you want clarity, you go to a therapist. If you want anarchy, you call up Nick Lachey and you ask him to do something for you. That's what's happening.
We were in varsity together, and Genesis used to stare at me every time I walked to class.
Okay, so the first couple, Tabi and Genesis, been together since college. They've been together for 7 years, which is a long time to then do this thing and be like, for 3 weeks, you're going to go somewhere else and sleep with someone else or do whatever. That's crazy. I can't imagine being in a relationship for a very long time with someone and then switching it up this hard. But this is really gonna test their relationship.
I know he tells me it's because of finances.
So Genesis and Tabi say that because of finances, they're not getting married. And Tabi wants to get married, but Genesis is the one who is uncertain. So Tabi gives him the ultimatum. Is it important who gives who the ultimatum? Not really. By in general, girls give guys the ultimatum because they're ready and the guys aren't. However, in this case, one guy is ready and the girl isn't. Doesn't really matter. It just shows that people are in different stages of their lives. They're also at different ages. So I don't know why this is such a big deal, but I guess this is part of the ultimatum.
But he can't save up money to marry me. He's scared.
I love everything about her. I love her mind, her heart, her body. I mean...
South Africans don't pronounce the R. This is what I'm weird case, but like...
He's scared.
Is like South African. Like American people are like, he's scared. I'm getting back into my South Africa roots. Bultong. Oh, it was good.
I decided to give Nkateko the ultimatum because if you want to take me off the market, you need to do it officially.
So the next couple we meet is Kanya and Nkateko. These two are something. Nkateko, okay, is a pretty cool guy. Kanya, I like to call Kanye West. And she is very much like current day Kanye West.
What do you say fuck me for?
By the end of the week, each of you will have to choose a new partner to live with in what we call a trial marriage.
I wish trial marriage was a thing. I mean, trial products is a thing. You look at Adobe or whatever, you're like, they give you 2 weeks. If you don't like it, you don't need to use it. Why don't we have that? Boyfriend, girlfriend, that's not a trial period. That's commitment. I need a trial marriage. I need like, I do with a question mark. Do you take this girl? I do? I think so. I don't know. We'll try. I need that. Just sounds like I'm really not committed. I think it's the biltong.
I want to leave you with an old African proverb. Love.
Anyway, the hosts say love, and that's the African proverb, and then everyone gets to dating. So now is the speed dating round, where everyone gets to know each other. And you will notice there is mostly African couples and one white couple. You call them Afrikaners. I am kind of sad, because I am from a different part of the city where they filmed this, and there's a lot of like a brownish people where I come from.
Wakanda forever! No.
I was so hoping that they would find 2 brown people because I know how funny brown people are. They're hilarious. Ultimatum South Africa. Please, if you ever get people from Chatsworth or Phoenix, I will pay you good money to see those people because that would get your show 10 times the ratings. I promise you. Anyway, I wish they had a little more diverse. I can't believe I'm saying this because South Africa is very much more diverse. You have lots of different people, and I thought I was gonna see like a lot of different. But either way, I guess I'm glad that they do have representation. So
I was ready. And then I saw those ladies, man.
the third couple is Ruth and Isaac. I think Ruth issues Isaac the ultimatum because she's ready and she doesn't know if Isaac is.
I am actually giving Isaac the ultimatum because
I can't come where you stay. I don't know where you stay with. I can't meet your family members. And I can't call you. I must only text.
I don't know if it's for finances, but the main problem Ruth also has is that Isaac hasn't got Ruth to meet his family yet. So she feels like she's always doing things in privacy, which is sending her to reality television. That's definitely one way of dealing with it, Ruth.
have you ever had those moments where you doubt me?
All the time.
man.
Let me tell you something. You know one thing that you actually don't do? Be like, hey baby, how's your day going?
Okay, so she's issuing the ultimatum and everything seems fine. I thought they were just, you know how they have that nice music, they're kissing, you zone out, you're like, woohoo. And then they start having like the tense music and you zone back in, you're like, oh, someone said something and someone doesn't like it. So I was like, what the hell? And he basically said, you don't actually consider my feelings. That's sort of his thing. So this is the first time we've seen a couple where the guy is like, actually, you also have a few issues that I'm trying to work out too. And it's very important to know know that the person issuing the ultimatum is not always the one ready for a relationship. Believe it or not, in most of these circumstances, the people who are issuing the damn thing are probably trying to get taken off the market instead of figure out who they are. And that's pretty scary, because if you think you're ready and then you're like, actually I wasn't, then it becomes an issue.
Hey, you're making me feel bad.
Let's not think of it now.
My biggest issue is his communication is poor, and also him being a flirt.
Okay, so the next couple is Lebo and Nola. And the problem with Nola, apparently, is that he is a big flirt.
Oh, hey. I'm just about to go to bed.
And so bringing him on a show where he gets to flirt with other people and then enter a trial marriage is some of the dankest shit I've ever heard in my life. Lebo, what are you doing? If a man is a flirt, you don't take him to the strip club, okay? You take him to therapy, okay? All right, cool. Why? What the hell?
I don't know if him spending time with another woman is the answer.
That's not the answer, Lebo. Lebo, Gogo. That's not a thing. Okay, I don't know why she brought him here, but she's like, okay, I want him to marry me, but he's being too flirty, so I'm gonna let him sleep with other women. Stupid! I don't know if she lets him sleep. The whole point of the trial marriages is just to work on your communication and miss the other person. That's kind of one of the worst things that would happen on the series. I feel like anybody, if you're living with someone else, would not do that. But yeah, Lebo takes him here, and she's ready to get married, but he's a flirt.
But I hope when he comes back a better communicator.
Isn't that like a weird thing though? Like not Lebo, but like the weird concept that like, okay, we're not getting married. Let's go on reality TV. You get to trial marry someone else. Maybe you can learn how to communicate with them. Then you leave them and you come back to me and you're like, finally I understand. I guess it's the idea that like, you know, sometimes you're in a relationship with someone and you let them go or they let you go and you work on yourself and you get better. But this is filmed. And also it's other people who are also angry and passive aggressive, and there might be some passive-aggressive sex happening. I guess it's kind of like real life, huh? Even the cameras. Woo! All right. Finally, we meet the whitest couple. Sorry. And that's Aiden and Courtney. And I'm just going to say, I like them. I didn't know if I liked them. I know that South Africa has a very checkered history with different people of different colors. If you don't know what I'm talking about, until 1991, officially, we were segregated. But these are two of the nicest people that I've seen on the show. So I'm a big fan of them.
Met in Mossel Bay. There's a lot around marriage that scares me. There's so many people that have been together for decades and still end up getting divorced.
Okay. So Courtney issues Aiden the ultimatum, but Aiden's like, I'm scared, bro. I can't do it. I don't know. People get divorced all the time. Okay. All right. Cool. I get it. Everyone is scared of divorce. I'm scared of divorce, actually. And I know it sometimes is a very scary concept, but it's just as well to, if you're dating someone for a while, marriage is just now she has a big ass ring on her hand. So don't overthink that one, Aiden.
It's just so much more of a painful procedure than if it's just a breakup.
Okay. Okay, saying this as a guy is really...
Say the word once.
Like, it's like, you know? It's like ass cheeks and you do a fuck. Because if you say that in front of a girl, it almost insinuates that, like, it's easier to break up with you, Courtney. I'm going to leave. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to fuck off. It's like, all right, cool. Not really a good thing because you don't want someone to feel like they're expendable. Hence, the security of marriage. But now he's like,
it's just painful procedure to get married. I mean, divorcing will be way harder for me.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want someone to feel like that's the reason you're not getting married, because it would be harder to divorce, because you're not even thinking of that, right? Right? Get the prenup. All right.
I'm giving sixteenleo the ultimatum.
My bad. There's one more.
What's the joke?
There's another one. And this is Caesar and my boy, I forget his name, Lindele. Of course. How could I forget?
I feel like I'm in an age where I only need people who I want to grow with in my life right now.
And he's the only guy who gives the girl the ultimatum. He feels like he's ready and he is waiting, and she's not the one saying yes. So he has that distinction of being the only guy here who is ready and mature. Lots of the other guys, it would be like a little bit like, are they going to mess around? And for one instance, it's going to be like, is the girl going to mess around? Very interesting. Now, what could happen in a show like this where everyone's feelings are in the air? Some people want to get married, some people don't. Just throw it some asses. possible feelings of jealousy, cheating, anger, pent-up aggression, lack of communication. Exactly, all of that is rolled into one big deep dive. That is kind of how the show is predicated on. It's just a lot of stuff rolled into one, a lot of people throwing out a lot of words, and sometimes emotions and even fists, because nobody can control how they really feel. But anyway, it's 1 week until they make the choice of who they're going to swap their partners with. Wife swap, huh? It's Jesus.
They are making their way here to meet up again and start the process.
I see Lindile walking my direction and I can just feel my heart pounding.
Imagine like dating someone for like 7-8 years and then seeing the show back on the rerun and like looking at your partner or someone else being like, ooh, look at that fine. I know I've been going out with this guy for 7 years, but as soon as I saw the other men, I was like, wetter than Niagara Falls, bitch. You don't want to hear your partner instantly taking an attraction to someone. You kind of hope that if they have 1 week to choose, they ease into it rather than, all right, bye, and then like, whew.
What do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Oh, nice.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an entrepreneur.
So what do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Basically, that means she doesn't do anything. If anyone says they're an entrepreneur, that means they do nothing. Unless you're Jeff Bezos, in which case, give me the money, please, boss. Yeah. She didn't even elaborate on it. She's unlike Kanye West, actually, because at least I know what Kanye West does. Kanye West gives some good Adidas shoes, even though he doesn't like Adidas or something. But this one, I think she does curtains.
So you're a workaholic?
No, I'm not. Never been on a speed date before, so I feel like it's a bit exhausting.
Yeah, that's why they call it a speed date. You need to take speed to be on it.
Stupid! I feel like I'm just irritating her.
Entrepreneur is important because you never know what the person is doing. It
Until you ask, and then they let you know, but you haven't asked.
What do you do for a living?
Imagine asking someone what they're doing and they're like, entrepreneur. And then you have to keep asking, like, so what? Okay, all right, so you've said a word now. Say more. Oh, you sell things. Do people buy them? Like, Jesus Christ, this woman. I don't know. She's already, if everyone started as an A+, she already fell a tier below this now. If I have to like wrestle answers out of someone, I don't think I want to do that.
No, but you haven't asked.
What do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur.
I love Genesis' face. I really, honestly, if Genesis ever is watching this, please, bro, let me like have a sticker off your face. I'll put a cutout behind here. I love how big his eyes get. It's quintessential. Genesis, one of my favorite. He's going up.
What are your red flags?
Lies and more lies. Like I can't stand lies and liars.
Look at his eyes. He's like, what? You can't stand lies? He's like so animated. When his eyes are big, you're like, oh, this guy's really concentrating. And then when you say something that affects him, he's like, really? I've never seen someone scrunch their face like that. He's like an animated dude.
Yeah, do you like being challenged?
Yeah, because I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, look at that. He was so happy. This is why I love my home country. It's my dream of mine to do stand-up there. Because the amount of like laughs that I would get, and not just that, I would see people literally hurting and falling back from their chairs. South African people like to laugh, but they don't just like to laugh. They physically, like, they throw themselves back. Their head goes, ha 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 ha. It's like, it's beautiful. It's not the chuckling shit that like English people do. Good one, chap. None of that shit. This is actual laughter.
All the guys that I met are like 6 and 7s out of 10. What's the craziest?
Okay, so Kanye West doesn't like any of the guys. She thinks they're all mid. I think Kanye's mid, so.
What's the craziest thing you've done?
Walk on top of a bus while it's moving.
I find myself laughing and smiling. All these feelings make me immediately attracted to him.
So already, Courtney is attracted to Genesis. And she even asked, what's the craziest thing he's done? I thought she meant like, you know, in bed. And he says, walk on top of a bus. Stupid. What an answer that is. I don't even know how to take that. That's such a wholesome way to react. If someone said, what's the craziest thing you do? I'd be like, you. And I don't know what way. I guess I'd take a gamble. Does she like me calling her crazy? I don't know. Point is, this is wholesome and I like it.
I don't know if it's love or lust at this point.
Love! I'm sorry. Love! I think you just met this, what? Genesis. Okay. Sega Genesis. You just met him. Now you want to play him? Now you want to put your CD-ROM in him? No, she's the girl. Okay, the point is, what? Aiden's right there still. You got 1 week. Chill out, Courtney. God.
Red looks good on you.
No, it does, right? Thanks.
Yeah. Makes me lose concentration a bit.
Caesar, Okay, alright. Well, it's day one, and already people are like, yo, man, I'm attracted to other people. I'd feel a bit hurt if I took a partner of many years there and just the first day she was like,
Ooh, I'm red. You're making me so. You're making me horny.
I don't know what accent that was.
It's me, Mario. How are you doing? Like, since everything has started.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh my god, he made her talk in tongues. Whoa. she said, I wish a girl saw me when guy isn't the man. I want to him. That's nice. Okay, so it's 5 days until the choice. I guess when they said 1 week, they meant even the Lord's Day.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
I thought it was business days, but okay, 5 days. So they had 7 days to choose their partner. That's cool.
There's guys who are in a relationship for 7 years and it doesn't seem like they actually know their partners.
But baby,
Can we refrain from calling each other baby?
So, like I said, it's 5 days before Caesar and Lindile are talking, and Caesar says baby. Lindile doesn't want that to happen because he's partaking in this experiment. He wants to officially try this out. And I guess for what it's worth, you're looking at the situation being like, if you're going into this experiment, you don't want to half-heartedly do it. I'm trying to think about how people would actually partake in this, like correctly, but I guess the only way to do it is to refrain from doing what you did before, because that's the problem. What you were doing was not good enough. So Lindile just is like, let's just act like you don't know me. For 3 weeks, we're gonna act like we don't know each other.
Brother,
And I don't know if that's right or wrong, because it's a weird position to be in, but Caesar does not like it.
Are you dating for fun?
I'm dating you because I love you.
Refrain from that, please.
I'm talking about my feelings.
Telling me how you feel about me.
Oh, okay. So I have no idea what Lindile actually wants from this conversation, but they're trying to have a conversation. He's like, don't say you love me. Don't call me baby. Don't even look at me. In fact, I don't even know you exist. You're a ghost, bitch. Pretty much is what he said.
I'll just focus on other people and forget about you. You want me to tell you how I'm feeling, and then when I'm telling you how I'm feeling, it just can't be about you.
So why are we fighting?
Oh, I guess they're starting to fight already. This is the first fight in the whole series. Oh, man. And it started with nothing. If people can fight over nothing in this series, imagine if they actually do something.
And they do things.
Yeah, I said doo-doo.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Who said we're fighting?
Wow.
Chuckling dryly apparently is a South African thing. I didn't know. The amount of times that Netflix has chuckling dryly, I was like, wow, I never even knew that was a way to chuckle. Was that dry chuckling? I think I can do it. Oh my god, I might be South African.
I'm not doing this, but it's fine.
I am done with this conversation.
I've never heard that one before. One person's like, I'm done with this convo. And the other person immediately is like, I am done with this convo. Both said exactly the same thing. I'm not talking to you. And I am not talking to you even harder than you are not talking to me.
You. No, not me, you. Yes, I am you.
So accept that.
You're the one that started talking marriage.
Just give us time to get back into that place.
No, I don't have any qualms with that, but I'm not waiting another December.
So Kanye West is not waiting one more December for Kay to actually propose to her. She is like, I am on a time limit. And I think a few years ago would be solely on the guy's side and be like, oh, you dirty bitch. But I kind of understand, especially Kanye, who's 33, women in their 30s and so forth, wanting to get married faster. Not that there's a time limit.
You don't have much time.
Don't worry. I'm just saying it obviously biologically means a different thing to a woman than it does a man. Because we're just throwing our ding-dongs around like hot dog meat everywhere. Sorry. You know what I mean. Like, there's no time limit on busting a nut. My mom watches these. Sorry, the point is that, like, obviously I understand what she's saying, but the way that she's going about it, I don't like. Oh, he chuckled dryly. There's some dry chuckling. Dry heaving is for, like, American people. Dry chuckling is South African. Who knew?
I really don't want to lose you. And you understand why we had to get to a place where...
If you're all about just talking, then let me know. Then I just move on.
So Kanye West is a person who's like action over words. And I agree with that for literally probably the only time I agree with her. But that ends episode 1. So now we're on to episode 2. Woo! I guess they're gonna choose who they're dating now.
You're looking beautiful. Looking rubbish. When we went to our child marriage, put massage every day when. Put it there.
I can already tell. I mean, like Lebo said that Nolo was a flirt. But this dude, he's treating this like it's Love is Blind and not the ultimatum. He's just like, oh, everyone's in the pods. The only difference is everyone can see you. Lebo's looking at him, flirting with someone else. That is awkward as hell. I don't know if I would like that if my partner just started flirting in front of me still. That's crazy.
Wow, what you take me for? Come on.
So you've made a pig.
Groaning. Oh, South Africa. I made my peak. I'm making it right now, Tabi. Come here. Very good, Nola.
I need everything. Shout, man.
You didn't even ask me. When am I?
I'll get
That's
you.
empty. That's like empty. You can even see it. You're not offering.
Yeah, so Lebo comes and sits next to him, and he offers to refill Kanya's glass, but not Lebo's. Shit. He even says sorry when she says you're not doing it because she calls him out on it. But this dude is like treating this as if it's like, hey, I'm going to have a sex, whether it's with my wife, who knows? It's like, oh, this guy is... I don't know if he's here for the right... I already don't know. The way that he's flirting is like... Everyone else is sort of like easing into it. He's just like, hey, let's start the trial marriages right now. I brought the condoms.
Lebo just wanna ruin my night. Maybe I shouldn't have come here.
If you feel that you shouldn't have, then you can leave. Are you guys enjoying this experiment so far?
Good one, Kanya. Very good. That's good. I love how she's such a shit stirrer. They're in the middle of fighting. I didn't even know she was still on the damn couch, but of course she wouldn't leave. As soon as she sees drama, she sniffs it out like a cadaver dog or something. That's amazing.
It's not bad.
I love this guy. I love that. That's great saying. I don't know what he ate. I don't know why he's talking like he's on Sesame Street and shit. Genesis is my favorite dude. It's not bad. It's like, whoa, okay, you can just eat food and not scream at me. That would be nice.
That's fish, I thought. Not bread. That's fish. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Anyway, his loudness is attracting his ex-partner Tabi, who looks at him and she does not like the fact that he is laughing and having a good time without her. In fact, she gets so emotional she starts to cry in a hallway. And who comes to her aid? None other than the guy who has Aid in his name. Aiden, the white dude who is... Fuck, he's a good dude, man.
As in, I need to relax, yeah.
You know what? Have a drink, sweetheart.
In the middle of this, Lebo is now flirting with someone else. He moved on from Kanya to Ruth. And he calls her sweetheart in the middle of Lebo watching him. Now, he just got reprimanded for not offering another woman a drink and flirting with people in front of Lebo. And he goes somewhere else and does the same thing. I understand this is the ultimatum, I get it. But it's still early days. You don't have to come out the gates already looking to find multiple wives. This is not a thing. I don't understand why he did this. In fact, Aiden looks over like he's a serial killer / someone who just shat his pants. And he's like, what just happened? Turns out Nola is flirting his ass off.
Can you please come here? Sweetheart, babe. Does it sound normal to you?
I'm sorry. It just came out naturally.
If I was his lawyer, I would have jumped into a pool of sharks, honestly. He calls him out on it. Nola sits back and he's like, I'm sorry. And then literally says, it came out naturally. Farts come out naturally. Your butt cheeks produce many things naturally, okay? It's not... Calling someone sweetheart, baby, and stuff is not a natural thing. Because if it was, you would just call everyone that. And you're not doing that. It comes out when you're trying to get some, when you're trying to say something, when you're trying to do something. I don't believe what I'm hearing this dude say. I'm sorry. It just came out naturally. I just saw sweetheart. I call her sweet. I calls it how I see it. Does this dude want to be married? That's my question. Because if he don't, I don't know another man who's like, yeah, my wife lets me call everyone baby and sweetheart. Yeah, all the time.
Genesis continues as if nothing happened and everything was okay.
Like, what the hell are these people laughing at?
Exactly, like, what's so funny?
Yeah, they're very loud people. Genesis is hilariously loud. Remember when he said, it's not bad?
It's not bad.
And like screamed it like it was a Pokemon or something. He's a loud man, but don't hold him against it. I gotta say, he's not the one calling people sweetheart. He gave someone a high five. Although that is connecting with someone, it seems very different than like insinuating more sensual stuff. So maybe I'm just a Genesis fan. I don't know.
What's so funny? Why are they being so loud?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, it sends Tabi, like I said, to a corner and Aiden comes to her aid.
You get it?
And then he hugs her. Now, at one point, she does say, "Do I look okay?" And I thought he was going to say, "You look as beautiful as ever," and then swoop in. He doesn't. He just hugs her. And at the end of the experience, Tabi says that she's actually considering Aiden as one of the possibilities to enter a trial marriage with. But I thought Aiden was such a good friend that this dude fucked it up. He had a chance to leave the friend zone, and he willingly parked his car there. My guy, why would you do it? Aiden. Very unlike me. He's a nice guy.
You are a bad boy. You are a bad boy.
Aiden is attentive, tries to find out what is happening, and he pulls me out of the very sour mood that I'm in.
Can I just say something?
You act like we have a choice here.
I don't know if it's everywhere in South Africa. I haven't lived everywhere. But like I know by and large, a lot of times people sort of stick to their color. I know that sounds really bad here, but it's been a South African thing. So I just want to say it's kind of refreshing that they've got white people here entering this experiment knowing damn well they're not going to end up with each other because there's only 2 white people. And they do this experiment just like everyone else. It's commendable coming from a place where I know and I grew up seeing the opposite of that. So I really do appreciate these 2 people. I just thought it was really refreshing to see because, yeah, where I grew up, a fun fact about me, the primary school I went to was only white. The year before I went to, the government had to officially change it to accept people of color. And of course, the teachers were not exactly as happy about that as one would expect. So the way I grew up is actually kind of different, seeing this on screen and being like, oh, okay, everyone's getting along. I was expecting something like, hey, black man, oh, okay. I was expecting that, but I appreciate them.
I feel Aiden could potentially be my partner for the trial marriage.
It's heavy, bro.
Genesis sees Aiden and Tabi come back, and his face looks like she's been cheating on him for 4 years and stuff. He's so expressive. Like when he's sad, he looks like the saddest man in the world. Oh, look at him. It looks like someone took his girl, took his dog, took his house, and took his identity. Bro, this dude, whoa.
Tonight I've reached my breaking point. Enough is enough. I'm watching her talking to other people. She did not care about how much it's hurting me in that process.
Okay, so Ruth is also out here having a good time, and Isaac says enough is enough, and he leaves the party. So already, within the first few days, we can see that a lot of people's strength in their partners' trust and communication is not there, because this is the classic thing. Like, I would assume that if you have a really good partner and they say, I'm going out with the girls, boys, whatever, I'm meeting a guy, my friend from high school, my ex, who cares? You would say, okay, at worst, I feel uncomfortable with it, but it's up to you. I trust you. And there's a lot of trust being misused, or people who discover they're not as trusting of their partners once they see them flirting with other people. Isaac is one of them.
Oh, here we go.
We're here to get to know people, but she's just like overdoing it in front of my face. What more she does behind my back?
Bull tongue. She does much more. Isaac. Isaac. Ish.
Around Nolaman, I feel happy. I laugh all the time. I'm a lover of wine.
So now they're having like sort of date nights with other people who aren't their partners. And Nola and Ruth, I guess they hit a stride. They're now connected. And like from the images, it almost looks like, if you didn't know, you think those two are dating. It seems like they might be into each other.
I love dry red wine.
I'm your wine. I'm your glass of wine. I'm your bottle of wine.
Damn. When you get a girl to be like, I wish I knew. This is why I can't tell if a girl ever likes me. In South Africa, at least you'll have a girl be like, ooh, then they'll be like, oh, damn, put your tongue out. God damn, girl. Okay. Like in other countries, it's like, I don't know, they do things like this. How the hell would you know? I don't know what that means. You gotta do something that a guy knows. Like speak in tongues or stick out your tongue. Either one. Then at least people like me will know you're into me.
Will you allow me to drink you?
Any day.
Things between me and Nola really have progressed really quickly. I might end up falling in love with him.
I would very much feel awkward putting my hands on another if I was with someone for a number of years. I could tell you right now, it would take me it would take me a little time. The way that she's holding him, the way that they're doing things, you'd think they're the original couple. So, I don't know, man. Isaac might be in trouble, brother.
Moment has arrived. I'm gonna start on this side with you, Ruth.
Okay, so it's finally time. The week is up, and everyone has to decide who they're gonna pair up with. For whatever reason, like Bumble, they ask the girls to propose the thing to the guy, and the guys can either accept or reject. Now, it kind of feels weird because if the guys reject, then the girls just get to pick someone else. So I would imagine if the first girl picked and every guy was like, hell no. Would the fifth guy just have to be like, yes? This is a weird way to do it, is what I'm saying. Weird way to pick.
Who are you choosing?
Nola.
You may take a seat. Nola, who do you choose?
Ruth.
Okay, so surprise, surprise, Nola and Ruth are together. I didn't know who he was gonna go with, but he was all too happy to pick her and she was all too happy to pick him. So they're taken off the market. They're the new couple.
Courtney.
I would like to choose Genesis.
I just need to take a leap of faith. Courtney, I accept.
Nice. Courtney chooses Genesis and he's like, I'll accept that. I accept your choosing of me.
You insolent peasant!
I'm pretty sure she would have wanted him to say, I choose you as well. But he was like, yeah, acceptable. So I guess Courtney and Genesis are going out.
My girl, Caesar, are you ready to make your choice?
Damn.
It's okay. It's okay.
Caesar gets sad and starts crying and leaves for a little while because the pressure is finally hitting her and it becomes really hard and she doesn't know what to do. She cries, she comes back, they sit her down and she chooses Nkateko. Episode 3.
Watching her, it was so difficult. I felt like standing up, giving her a hug. But part of me is like, she's starting to realize how serious this is.
So Lindile, her partner, decides to say that like, even though he's obviously sad, he's not going to comfort her. And I was thinking about this part when I watched it and I thought, oh, what a dick. And then I was like, no, actually, he's right because he issued her the ultimatum and he wanted to see how she would feel without his assistance of situations, without him around. He wanted her to experience what life would be like without him because maybe sometimes your partner gets so comfortable that they start taking you for granted. It's always such a weird thing in humanity where the more comfortable you are with someone, the more you take them for granted. I like to thank people like every day, like even my mom and stuff, because I don't know when I won't get that chance. So like, I think I understand, but it took me a very long time to understand like nothing is promised tomorrow. And like saying it is very easy. Everyone says like, oh, you gotta love for today. Actually believing that, trying to make time be present, that's tough. So I think what this dude is doing is being like, I have to let you live without me and see what it's like. So you do choose me and don't take me for granted. But then again, and remember this is a piece of shit. Not the guy, the show.
I wish I had the answer for him right then, but I'm not ready.
I would love to go on this hell with you.
There's something ingenuine about the coupling.
So, like I said, Caesar chooses Nkateko and Kanye West, Kay's original partner, is like,
There's something suspicious about this.
She would have said that about literally anyone. If he chose himself, she'd be like, this narcissistic bitch. She just has a problem with everything. It's in the way she sits, looks, stares. You know when you look at someone, you're like, oh. If I sat next to you on a plane, I would jump out of the aircraft. Like that type of person. Kind of like her.
Fake vibes.
I would love to go through the 3-week trial marriage with Isaac.
It's Lebo's turn to choose, and she chooses Isaac. And this is where things get a bit sketchy because Isaac stands up and says, fuck no! He doesn't say that, but he pretty much does. So Lebo actually has to choose again. This is where I think like Isaac should choose someone instead of just, she sits down and just goes through the people that are still left.
I'll have to decline.
I am used to disappointment in general. I always leave space for disappointment.
And that was the saddest thing I've ever heard someone say ever. So thanks, Lebo. I've never heard a more depressing statement in my life. I leave room for disappointment. You know, people say that shit after they eat. I leave room for dessert. You can't interchange that with disappointment. That's such a mood. But also, why did you say that, Lebo? Okay, all right. Well, then she chooses someone else, and then she picks another boy. And that boy is Aiden.
Now, Isaac, so who have you chosen?
Kanya.
Kanya.
Oh, I'm sorry. In between Isaac and Kanya get together. That he chose Kanya. I was hoping nobody would choose. But okay, Isaac, whatever. You chose this life.
With this new development, who would you like to select other than Isaac? With Aiden.
I'd like to accept you as my trial.
Aiden, being the nice guy he is, also dressed like a male, accepts. So Aiden and Lebo are now a couple. Kanya and Isaac, Nkateko and Caesar, and Courtney and Genesis. And I think that leaves Tabi and Lindile.
Tabi and Lindile. Or as we say in South Africa, obvious.
Is that a South African say? Obviously. Obviously. I didn't know that, but it might be a thing, honestly. So yeah, while everyone is talking, the Nick Lachey of South Africa zones the fuck out.
3 weeks, they will go back to their original partner and go through the exact same experience.
But yes, essentially what's going to happen now is 3 weeks off a different person and then going back to your original partner and seeing whether you're going to propose or not. That's basically it. The trial marriages begin.
God. Do you see the bed?
I see the bed.
Looks comfortable, eh?
Good one, Courtney. Okay, Courtney. She dressed like a Dalmatian, but I don't know, the doggy style.
She want me. She want me.
All right.
I'm happy, a little bit nervous that I'm gonna be staying with somebody that I'm not really used to.
My mind's all over the place.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I saw what you did with your mouth there, bro. He's also cheesing it real hard, man. This guy's smiling happier than he ever did with Ganyo. It's like he's out of Shawshank or something. I'm finally free. Woo! That popping of the bottle was like a symbolism of him finally busting a nut for the first time. In fact, I know that to be true because later in the series, Kanye admits something, but you're gonna have to wait.
No, but one thing I like about you and I, we're not fake.
Yeah.
If we don't like something, if we're not happy about something,
We show it.
we let it be known.
So then Kanye and Isaac talk about how they're, some boss-ass bitches. Isaac's more of a hairy bitch, I guess. But, they're like the boss bitches.
My ex is in my head as well, thinking like, what is she doing at the moment? Do I want to hurt her by maybe moving things forward?
Interesting concept Isaac brings up, actually. The show is now like entering territory where rules are sort of gray. Like it's more what you discuss with your partner that matters, because it's not like you can't kiss the other person, you can't have sex with them. It's literally your trial wife, and whatever you see fit to do, you do. Now, this is why I thought like communication in the series is important, and if you don't have good communication, then this is basically the litmus test. And I don't know who coming to the Ultimatum has good communication. I don't think if you're ending up on a show called the Ultimatum, anyone genuinely has a good connection here. So
Or a bit quicker with this person that I'm with now, or I should sort of like just wait a bit.
But yeah, like I said, Isaac is basically alluding to the fact that he doesn't know if he should be doing anything with Kanya. If he's taking it too slow, he's considering Ruth's feelings, and at the same time wondering if she's considering his. But I don't know, because she really likes Nola.
Where is the craziest place that you've had sex?
Probably her vagina, bro. Jesus Christ.
Let me just remember that my family will be seeing all of this. There are a lot of places that I've had sex in.
How do you say, like, my family's gonna be seeing this? 2 seconds later. I've had a lot of sex. Honestly, you know how many places I've had sex in? Just in the globe. There, I had sex there. Right there. In Canada. I had sex there. That's a good place. I also had sex here. In Bamako. Lots of sex around the world. That's me. Great.
I dare you to act like a horse for 2 minutes.
Hell no.
Yeah.
So they're playing truth or dare, and that's why she says that. And Kateko's dare is that he has to act like a horse. And then initially he says no, and he gets on his back and starts like transporting her around, and she whips him. And it's a weird scene for Africa in general, just like a okay then.
Sounds right.
Where's your whip?
It's my hand.
Oh, you're spanking me.
Can you imagine the cameraman being like,
Sound production, take one.
yeah, okay, now spank him. Yeah, that, okay. That's gotta be some footage that you want to delete later.
I dare you to kiss me right now.
The truth or dare ends in the couple kissing, which is the first couple, the new couple, to kiss. So I think it's only been like 10 minutes and they're already kissing. So Lindila's partner, Siza, already kissed. Kanya's partner, Nkateko, already kissed. They're breaking that up. Nice.
Things that scared me the most is how I'm connecting with you. I don't know, I felt guilty. Like, oh my gosh, this is not part of the plan.
Meanwhile, in direct comparison, Lindile and Tabi, they go and they do like gym stuff. Tabi actually confesses that she doesn't know if she feels guilty, that she thinks that she's developing a connection. And they talk about it. Instead of just going straight to physical stuff, they actually communicate, which I think in the long run is going to be better anyway. You're gonna need people who communicate that.
So I don't know what the outcome of this whole experience is going to be, but I feel like I'm in a better position. I'm in a good place.
You can't be in a good place. You're on the ultimatum. That's like being on the top of the Eiffel Tower and saying you're afraid of heights. Not a good place. Not a place where you want to be. Sorry, Bill Tom.
That I'm feeling between us, yeah, it's just a lot to deal with. Am I putting you on the spot?
Yes.
That interaction ends with both of them admitting they have physical attraction for each other. But it's much better to do that than just start making out with someone, right? Because you have to pay for that later. After all, they are going back to their couples. Whatever you're doing in the privacy of this, the other partner is probably going to ask you or find out about, right? Well, let's take you to Nola and Ruth. Ruth cooks for Nola and he really likes it.
What's my name? Wow, I haven't eaten great tasting food like this in a long time.
This guy hates his girlfriend, his actual... How do you, like, openly flirt with other people and then someone else cooks you food and you're like, I haven't eaten like this in a long... He, like, put his head back. Like, he was at the fucking dentist and shit. Like, a long time. Bro, how bad is Lebo that you can do all of this to her, but you still want to be with her? This is a guy who, it strikes me, just wants that, like, security of knowing someone else will be there. Because it feels like Lebo, who said that she's prepared for disappointment, will always go for someone like him because she thinks that she's doing too well by being with him. And he knows this. So this already seems like a toxic relationship. And I don't even think we've got to the bottom of this.
I love to have dinner with my mom.
Why?
I never knew my mother. My mom passed away when I was 3 years.
So at this dinner, they start speaking and Nola asks, like, who would you go to dinner with, dead or alive? And Ruth says some answer. And then he says his mom. And she's like, oh, why? And it turns out his mom passed away when he was 3 years old. And it's a very sad moment. But then Ruth says this.
On my birthday.
I thought you had a mother.
Motherfucker, he did have a mother. You said it completely in the right. He had a mother. She died. Oh, what the hell? Saying I thought you had a mother when he said his mother.
Oh my God, bro.
Alright, whatever. He also ends the conversation by saying he'd also like to have dinner with Michael Jackson. So that's just gangsta. Felt like that was already understood. Every South African person has to love Michael Jackson. It's like having a passport. It's the same thing.
So another person I would love to have dinner with, Michael Jackson.
I love how Michael Jackson. Billie Jean is not my lover. Alright, that's the song.
Even good love feels like drugs. Even good nights get...
Oh, okay, so shit, I guess opening up about your dead mother and Michael Jackson initiate the kissies. And it turns out on the first night, Nola and Ruth also engage in the...
I know I love Lebo. Also, I'm developing these feelings for Ruth. Wow, I'm in serious predicament.
That is dank to say, just by the way. Like, if you've been going out with someone for a year plus and you meet someone for a week and you're like, I love this girl, but I also think I'm in love with this girl who I just met. That's crazy. Okay.
Even bright lights got a dark side.
Ruth sighs in ecstasy. Two things. One, how do you sigh in ecstasy? Is that like, because sighing is like, how do you like happily like, woo, I'm sad about that. Was that a thing? Two, you telling me they had sex on the first night that they were there? Nola. That's some crazy stuff, buddy.
We were just happy, and then one thing led to another. And yeah, we did it.
Alright, so that happened. Both of them are gonna have to answer to their partners for this. I'm just saying.
I think I'd rather have the nature while seated, not working.
Level and I definitely have more of a friendship vibe.
Oh man, I forgot about Aiden. Just like Dr. Dre, I forgot about Dre. Eminem comes back, I forgot about Aiden. I don't know who's gonna come back to tell me, but Aiden and Lebo have developed more of a friendship vibe. Surprise, surprise. Aiden is friend zoning fucking everyone in his path. I guess he's like the tyrant of friend zones. Everyone around him is like, I'm gonna either friend zone you, you friend zone me. He's just an all-around nice guy. That's it. That's the only thing. No drama. He's a friend.
That brush for your eyebrows.
Oh, where have you been all my life? Then where have you been all my life? It's been a wave of emotions. I'm getting more confused.
In a more mature way, Lindile and Tabi are developing more of an emotional connection. And I thought, like, you know, ideally, this is what the show is supposed to be. Emotionally figuring yourself out. And then, I don't know about the physical stuff, but Nola and Ruth instantly went for physical.
They had sex.
And Lindile and Tabi are going for emotional. And you can sort of see the differences in like their mentalities and stuff. So it sort of poses a mirror to like how sort of mature Tabi and Lindile are, and then how Ruth and Nola just want the experience of having fun and maybe to take a break from their partners almost. So that's crazy.
Like, I thoroughly enjoy Isaac's company. He's just a lovely guy. I just wish I'd met him sooner. And before Nkateko even, maybe.
Damn! I guess Kanya really likes Isaac. We haven't seen too much from them, but Isaac is showing a lot of attention to Kanya, and she loves that shit. She just loves people basically doing everything for her. If you can be a guy who waits on her hand and foot, then that would be good. And honestly, I don't know if she thinks she's like looks good or something, but she doesn't. So I just don't even know what to say.
Planning something very sweet, I think. So I don't know how she would take it.
Yep, new news it is, because Isaac actually laid out the pedals for Kanya. Really good. Isaac is showing her the attention. And not only does she want, but she deserves. Psych, it's Kanye West.
This is so new news. I really like that. I like surprises. I like being spoiled. It's one of my love languages.
That's not a love language, girl. Being spoiled is not a love language. That's just you wanting to be spoiled. That's like saying my love language, getting laid. I mean, like, okay, is that really something that you just like, well, that's how I like to love. I like getting gifts too. It's not my love language. I think giving them is a love language, but good work, Kanya.
Someday my prince will come, but if this ain't love, then
Truly, it is her love language, because she ends up making out with Isaac. So, kind of a few couples now have let go. I thought some people were going to be more hands-offish, so like Aiden. But it turns out the way to Kanya's ass is roses, for anyone who wants to know. And that's how the episode ends. Episode 4 starts with Kanye twerking, which is an image. I would rather see Kanye West twerking. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Are you attracted?
Yes, I am. Yeah. I'm not gonna all of a sudden sit on your lap and be like, hey, I love you. Like, that's not me.
Meanwhile, Genesis and Courtney are sort of stalled, and they don't know why. It turns out Courtney is just not feeling it. Not because of Genesis, she's just so caught up in her own insecurities and her defense mechanisms that she's not willing to let Genesis in. And it becomes so bad that Genesis just asks, like, are you even attracted to me? And she's like, yes. I like how he reacts. He's like, yeah!
Genesis and I are taking things really slowly is because we're kind of doing it at my pace.
Yeah, so Courtney has some issues that stem from way before Genesis, maybe even Aiden before him, to the point that she really needs to take things at her pace. And to Genesis's credit, he's not really forcing anything or making her feel bad that she's not doing certain things. I gotta say, this dude is like, he makes good sound effects. I like how surprised he looks at times, and he's respectful. I mean, what more can you want? That's a good guy right there.
He was just showing so many signs of a great partner. So far, it's been amazing. He's doing so much of the things that my ex didn't do.
Turns out Lundila is an even better guy, because not only is he like Genesis in every way, but he also can cook and is buff. Wow, it turns out even when you're great, you're not good enough. Right, guys? Life sucks.
How do you like your sausage?
How do you like your sausage? Fat, big, and meaty. Put it between my buns. Well, you know what? When I get out of work on YouTube, I'm just gonna write pornos. I think they need some help with that stuff. I could do it. Anyway, Big Daddy Nola comes back in. I guess, I don't know if he's drunk or something.
Yeah, big titty, not like that.
Like, I don't know why, ne? But when Nola comes home, shit, man, I feel so happy.
So he comes home and Ruth admits that she's really happy with him. So it's almost like this experiment is working too well because Ruth doesn't even think about Isaac. I don't even think I've heard her say anything about Isaac. And I forgot Nola even came with someone. I just thought he came here as a single person. It took me a while to remember that Lebo is a person and exists. So I don't know, man. These two are really, it's like they just willingly wanted to leave their partners.
Past few days, you've been like, get closer to me, Ruth, please come closer. Now that I want you closer, you're complaining.
I like that laugh. Like I said, I like every time you get someone from South Africa to really laugh. You know South African is fake laughing when they don't move back so far when they laugh like they got headshotted in Call of Duty or something. This is a dude who's really laughing. A fake laugh is like, ha ha. Real laughter is like, ha! It's funny. I like that.
If I were to witness Nola being intimate with Ruth, I would be angry about it.
That would be a sex tape if you were to witness it. Also, actually, coincidentally, if you were watching this at some point when it comes out on Netflix. I guess I never thought about the fact that if you go on Netflix, like the biggest platform to watch anything, you could potentially see your partner banging someone else and be like, that's on Netflix now. My relationship sucks and is there for the world to see. Whew. I don't know why anyone would put themselves through this. I don't even know if they get paid for this crap. But anyway, Lebo pretty much explains she is insecure as hell and Nola is a person that basically just intrudes on her insecurities to the point that at some point Lebo is going to actually sneak around and try and find Nola and spy on him.
We just wanted to have some silly fun, so we decided we're gonna do some creeping. I'm not a creeper, but I like to have fun.
Spoken like a white man in South Africa, huh? What the fuck is that, bro? I'm not a creeper, but I like to have fun, alright? I like to spy on people at night time. I got my night vision goggles and all that. You can see the black people even with the night vision. Not racist, just true. Alright, so I can see anybody. Any color can get this. Alright. I'm not creepy, but I'm a creeper. I'm Aiden. No, bro, don't even say that stuff. That's crazy. I'm on your side, dude. Stop.
We went to all the villas, but then Lebo got stuck at one, which just so happened to house Nola.
Oh my god, what is that run cycle, bro? What? You look like you're in a video game. Aiden was made to be a video game character. He's hilarious. I like this dude. So they're sneaking. He doesn't seem to have a problem with Courtney, his ex, and he's fine. There's no problems. But Lebo gets caught on Nola, and Lebo sees something. Nola's wearing pink. I don't know why I said that, but he is. The other thing he's doing is apparently holding hands with Ruth. What Lebo doesn't know is that, how do I say that in like a way that insinuates that they had sex? Nola was fucking Ruth. I think that's a good way of saying that. Yeah.
I check on my side, I see someone go out to check
So
with
really,
Gotta say, I mean, I thought the pink thing was a joke at first, but he wears pink every night. Like, he likes sleeping in pink. This is a very, like, niche thing. It's not unheard of. I mean, I'm wearing pink shoes right now. I love pink. But, gosh, okay. Fucking a girl and wearing pink, that's gangsta, actually. Sorry, what happened? Oh, yeah, man. Why? What? Whose side are you on? Like, you're trying this trial marriage. You probably don't want your ex or partner, like, sneaking on you, right? It's kind of a breach of privacy, I would say. At the same time, Nola is completely denying and lying. Denying and lying is the worst thing you can do as a guy, but even worse as just a person.
This is me of holding Ruth's hands. That's not the case.
Well, we're holding hands.
When? Just now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why call someone if they're just gonna expose you? By the way, I just want to say, if you're watching and you're ready to keep watching, this is the most crazy case of foreshadowing that you're gonna see. I don't want to spoil it, but this is some foreshadowing. Nola asks Ruth something and he's expecting her to be like, no. And she's like, yeah, hell yeah, we were holding hands. I was holding his hand in my butt cheeks the other day, okay? I was doing things to him that he said that you would never do. Sorry, what was the question? Are you holding? Yeah, we're holding hands. It's holding my ass cheek right now.
You were close to her. That's the thing. There's always a space between Aiden and I.
Oh man, Aiden catches strays so often on the show. But Aiden and I are in different rooms. He sleeps on the toilet. I don't even let him come in the same room as me. As far as I'm concerned, Aiden is not even from the same country. He's from a different part of the continent, okay? He's from General Africa. I'm from South Africa. Aiden, who?
Wait. Now you're coming here and you accuse me of things that are not even there.
That's gangstalicious to do that. Even after the person who you said was gonna back you up literally said we were holding hands, still attempting to say we're not holding hands is gangstalicious. He literally was listening to Shaggy's It Wasn't Me and said, alright, I'm just gonna keep denying it even if everyone else on the planet agrees.
You were close to her.
Wasn't me.
You were holding hands just now.
Wasn't me.
He's denying it.
Wasn't me. That's commitment. It's wrong, but it's commitment.
She was invading our privacy.
You're not only compromising yourself and your boyfriend, you're also compromising me because I'm also in this process.
Yeah, so Ruth makes an observation which is pretty true. The problem with this whole thing is that even though Lebo is really jealous, they agreed to be on this thing and she basically is ruining the experience for not just her partner Nola, but also Ruth. And I mean, I guess if you're gonna be on the show, you might as well be on it, right? Like there's no point going on the show and then being like, oh, you're actually with her? You didn't say no? Lebo probably isn't in the right place or the right show if she has these strong feelings of jealousy when everyone knows this is probably what's gonna happen. Although the saddest part is she thinks they were holding hands. She has no idea that they did so much more. And that's not gonna be good, you know, because she's gonna find out, right?
I 100% agree with what Ruth is saying.
Seeing that makes me feel like he is still continuing being a flirt.
My favorite part about South African people and South Africa in general is the wise stuff that comes out. Like South Africa's jokes. It's fun. It's hilarious. It's violent. It's a lot of things. It's a hell of a country. Coolest part is every now and again you sit down, you hear people say some of the wisest shit ever. Like you could put that stuff into Lion King and it would fit just as well today. And Nkateko says some amazing stuff about how relationships work. And I think this is fantastic.
Like sometimes you might love someone so much, but you might lose yourself in the process. I felt like she must not take me for granted.
That is a very amazing way to put it. Like sometimes you love someone so much you lose yourself in the process. That's what an interesting concept, right? Being so in love that you forget who you are and what it is you want. And it's really important to be an individual while in love, because there's three parts to love. There's your person, who you are, and who you guys are. If all that gets muddled into one thing, it almost becomes extremely dangerous if one person removes themselves, because everything from that equation then falls to shit. So what a great way of saying that. And in saying that, he has the most insane partner of all. It's like that famous saying, why does my barber have the shittiest haircut of all time? I guess he can't cut his own hair, right? My therapist has the most problems, yet he can solve mine.
You wanna hit two birds with one stone. Sis.
This is the other defense, by the way. It's the next day. Nola has, I guess, made up with Lebo. He's like, all right, whatever. She agrees not to come back and spy on them. And now Ruth is like basically saying, she's like, you hit two birds with one stone, meaning like you're a two-time. And I've never seen this in my life before. I swear to God. Instead of him saying words, he starts laughing. And then she says, no, I'm being really, like, serious. And then he laughs harder. And then she laughs. Is it that easy? If someone accuses you of something, you just laugh? Because I've never seen it in court. Someone's like, did you kill her? And you're like, and the judge is like, okay, he's free. Oh, that's hilarious. That's how you defend yourself? Someone like asks you, where were you? That's not a thing. That's crazy. I guess I need to start trying that more often. Instead of explaining myself, I just laugh at people.
Kanye's ex with his partner.
After this scene, the most hilarious scene happens. Nkateko and SZA are seen doing PDA on a golf course. That's the part that's funny. It's not a park. I thought it was a park, and then I looked at it. It's a fucking golf course. Can you imagine two people swinging their arms in love at a golf course while old people are like trying to hit the ball into a hole? The most aggressive, angry people I've ever seen are the old people at a golf course who want to play golf and can't play golf. And they just get angry at everything in their path. You can't be in love on a golf course.
I'm just wondering since when, and this is shit too heavy for him.
Kanye West making fat jokes. Okay, that's a bit crazy right now.
Seeing my ex and that girl I did dampen.
Doing that on a golf course is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like when you hold your partner and you start like doing that, bruh, that is not where you're supposed to do that, bro. That's an actual comedy bit. Like, she's commentating, like, seeing them happy, and then it's literally them doing that stereotypical, like, hold your partner and start, like, moving in circles. Holy shit, that's... Someone told them to do that. Nobody actually just does that. I've never seen two people willingly be like, I'm so happy, I'm gonna start leaning back and you lean back and then we'll make a circle. It'll be fun. That's what love is. And then we'll sex each other.
They're doing exactly what you're doing. They're doing exactly what we're doing.
In our own space, and...
But we cannot give them rules.
So Tabi also condemns Lindile because Lindile is like, why are they doing that PDA stuff? Because she says, we do the same thing, we're just not doing it. And she also says, you have no right to give them rules because we didn't establish rules. But she says it in a nice way and she also hugs him. So Tabi's actually really nice as well. Lindile seems like a nice dude. And then we move on to Genesis and Courtney. Courtney is basically kind of sad that she's not giving Genesis basically the experience that other people might be giving their partners. Basically, I mean, I don't think she's letting him hit it. Is what's happening.
Genesis has admitted that he is attracted to me, but we're not on the same page right now when it comes to this child marriage.
Let him hit it then. Let him hit it. I mean, it's 3 weeks. Everyone, yeah, Aiden, he seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't. Hey man, I like me some Aiden, but Courtney, come on, come on. I'd be a good wingman. Let him hit it. Let my homie, let him smash. If you got time, let me, you know.
What if I'm gonna come out as a bad person and I don't know.
Are you just doing what feels right?
But sometimes doing what feels right is wrong. Like, for instance, going to Home Depot and taking a dump in their toilets because they look nice. Not only are those not connected, but there's nothing even there. Like, it's just the toilet bowl. So sometimes stuff that feels right isn't.
To Kanya, to the restaurant, introduce Kanya to my family. Why hide for someone that makes you feel good?
In a weird twist of events, the next day Isaac takes Kanya to meet his family. And if you'll remember, Ruth actually said that was a big problem, that Isaac never took her to meet the family. However, family is kind of subjective in this sense because it's one cousin and one friend. I don't know what Isaac thinks family means, but this is at best your homie and some dude you know who's related. What?
Giving me
So you guys have never met her? You've never met Ruth?
I've never met her, I've heard of her.
Once. That's some dirty work, isn't it? I've never met her, I've heard of her. Not even I've seen her. Holy shit. Treating your partner like the fucking Loch Ness Monster. That's crazy. You're telling me these dudes never even seen pictures of her? He just heard Ruth exists? God damn. Okay, Isaac, that's weird. I gotta say, the friends immediately don't like Kanya. And the fact that they notice their friend Isaac has been looking slimmer because he hasn't been eating alerts them to the fact that they actually ask Kanya, do you cook for him? And she says she doesn't like cooking or knows how to cook. And immediately the friends, without even hesitating, are like, I don't like her. She seems like a bit of a gold digger.
Have you been eating much?
You haven't been eating much?
Yeah.
How so? You have a woman in the house and you're not eating much? Do you cook for him? Can you not cook?
Oh, this guy's my favorite. Can you cook? Can you not cook? Are you good at not cooking? Can you even microwave food? Can you not microwave? Do you even hear me right now? Do you have ears? Are you nervous? I heard you fuck your girl. Is it true? You getting money?
Shut the fuck up!
That's a song, sorry.
Saying this is an expectation I have of her as a woman.
She seemed materialistic. She looked like those Instagram girls, you know? Yeah.
Incorrect. She looks like someone who's trying to be one of those Instagram girls you see on Instagram. She looks like an AI version of a person who drew from memory what someone thought an Instagram model would look like. I know that burn deserves more fuel on the fire, but I am playing dirty.
What makes a good wife?
Seeing this and hearing this, Isaac and Kanya go home, and Isaac actually has food for thought, which is the only food he's had, ironically, for a long time. But he then thinks about actually what would make her a good wife, and he asks her. And instead of her giving him an answer that actually makes any sense, she decides to become narcissistic and gives him this answer instead.
I don't know. I've been a good girlfriend.
For me, a good girlfriend is someone that will consider your feelings, help you achieve your dreams.
But girlfriends and wives are not mothers.
I don't know what Kanye West thinks a girlfriend is supposed to be. I don't know what she thinks a mother is supposed to be. I have never known my mom to help me out with my dreams by like starting to do, you know, all the stuff and being like, hey, I'll film everything for you. You just stand right there. I'll support you emotionally and physically. Ugh. I don't know why you think that's a thing. Moms have raised their kids like, yeah, there's no love like a mother and son's one, because obviously have made him, because that's illegal on many other realms. I think what Kanye is saying is like mothers are supposed to take care of their sons' dreams. What the hell is a girlfriend for then? Is she just a sex? That's it? That seems vapid for even the girls thinking, like to just think that that's all you are. What?
You're asking me this, what do you bring to the table thing? And I never engage in that. I'll give you the most cliche answer and say I am the table.
That's maybe the least cliche answer I've ever heard. That's one of the stupidest though. But basically she was like, look, people ask, what do I bring to the table? I am the table. I want people to put things on top of me. I don't know if that's part of it, but so she thinks she is the prize is what that's what she was trying to say. She's not the table, she's the prize. Got it.
I'm wanting loyalty, lots of love. I need security in all aspects, emotionally and financially.
Oh, she wants a guy who provides for her mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, is there. She wants all of this. And what does she offer in return? She's alive.
Bruh.
That's not bad.
To be with someone that knows I'm the prize.
I'd be surprised if anybody actually fell for you. Unless they were honestly in, you know, you were a trapdoor or something. That's the only reason someone would fall for you. I've said this before, I'll say it again. That's some bullshit. Whoever is like, I want you to think I'm the prize. There's no such. The prize is when two people are together. That's the prize. The thing that you get to create. Because great individual, create something. That's the prize. Making something where you both can collaborate on relationship ideas, fill in each other's gaps and holes. That sort of thing. Thinking you're the prize and the other person has to absolutely marvel at you every single day is not practical because we have to get work done. It would be nice to just marvel at people 24 hours a day, wouldn't it? But alas, we have to work to put food in our bellies. But you wouldn't know anything about that because you don't cook.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag.
But anyway, Isaac at this point identifies that she's a big walking red flag. And is like, whoa, okay, I don't know if I want to be around this anymore. And from that point on, Anya is no longer viable in his eyes. And everyone's really.
I think it's for me because number one, Isaac is not funny at all. Really? Yay! Isaac never even cracks a joke, like you would die.
At the same time, SZA and Ruth are having a conversation and Ruth explains how she really likes Nola more than Isaac. And Isaac is not funny. And she says, you know, it's so cool to be funny. And I keep saying, I don't know who thinks this, but like, you gotta find yourself someone who's funny. Funny guys, sexy. That's why I'm a 5 out of 10. I know the looks don't get there, but you know, sexiness. Really though, like if you have someone who actually makes you laugh every day, oh man, laughter really does make the day better. I gotta say. So find you someone who's funny. If you just stare at them 24/7, it's weird.
I like feeling super free and comfortable around a person.
He deserves you, deserve him, deserve her.
That's what you need. Someone who's not secure in their own relationship telling you about your... That's good work, Ruth. You take that advice from someone who's unqualified to give it.
When I met you guys didn't seem on the same page. I feel like I haven't really seen you guys laugh, happy and genuinely happy together.
On a completely unrelated and different note, of course you want people to think that you look good and like enable you, but Courtney, out of all the people, has no problem calling out Kanye. And I really respect Courtney for that. I don't think it's any of her literal business. I don't think they've been in contact, but she takes it upon herself upon a meeting to talk to Nkateko about how Kanye is using him as a punching bag and basically just throwing him aside whenever she wants to.
I'm also not perfect.
But you can't keep being her punching bag. As soon as you guys realize that you don't actually deserve each other, you guys are going to find happiness.
It's honestly, you know, I would say in other circumstances a bit much. But Courtney's she stands on business. She's like always about like Kanye being like held accountable. And for everyone else not holding Kanye accountable, I gotta give Courtney mad props for actually being like, hey, you seem like a good guy. I need you to know that like she keeps using you and you don't seem happy when you're with. That's a good friend right there.
This thing of dishes is something I've noticed. Kanye, she'll use dishes and she's just gonna leave it there.
Ah, okay, so we made it this far. Things were somewhat subdued until this point. Nobody needed earplugs or headphones or, I don't know, hearing aids. Until this point, but now we've unlocked Kanye 2.0. Isaac comes home and he sees dishes being left in the sink and that annoys Kanye. And from this point on, her screaming is going to be a part of the show. So brace yourself.
And you have someone over? Because the place are a lot.
So, who forces you to wash the dishes, first of all? Did I ever give you that?
Nobody forces him to wash the dishes, girl, but like if you want to eat off the floor and shit, then that's on you. I mean, if you're just gonna leave dishes in the sink for 5 days and expect them to get clean and actually have an attitude when someone's like, wash the dishes, where do you want to eat the food off? I think she's one of those people who just gets takeout and just eats it from the box and throws the rubbish away. Damn, Uber Eats, ruining relationships one step at a time. Who knew that was their theory?
I'm always washing dishes. Even when I come back from work, I find your dishes there. I wash dishes. It's not about you asking me. It's not about you asking me. I try to help you.
So Isaac starts trying to communicate and they start talking over each other. But as you'll notice, Kanya just repeats one word. She's unable to identify like an issue. If someone has an issue with her, she will pick one point and then start repeating it louder and louder. And that's how you know an argument is lost. The other thing Kanya does is she often calls out people's physical traits and demeans them in that way. And I think as soon as you do that, you lose an argument. When you start like talking about how someone looks physically or mentally, emotionally, that's a really bad way of dealing with things. But she just starts screaming about like, who asked you to even say this? Has no remorse whatsoever. And Isaac basically at this point is like, wow, I can't deal with this.
You're repeating yourself.
Yes, because I want you to hear my concern.
And I've heard you. I'm saying it's not my problem.
Phew. Yeah, I don't need to be here.
So yeah, she's basically like, I don't want to wash the dishes, stop repeating yourself. And he gets so annoyed that he actually leaves and goes to Tabi's house because he needs to talk to Lindile, or at least have some person moderating or calming him down because he can't be in the same household as Kanya. And that ends the episode. Episode 5, we're halfway there. Woo!
Kanya, I'm just like going through a lot emotionally. I just need someone to speak to. Also regarding marriage, what are the things that as a woman you know that you should do?
So he talks to Lindile and they basically bring up the table thing, and Lindile's face once he hears the quote, I am the table, is pretty much how I felt.
I want to say bring to the table, but
When we got to that table part, she was like, oh no, I am the table.
So he tries to hold in laughter and he realizes this is probably not worth fighting for. A relationship where someone believes they're the best but can't actually explain why. Probably not worth having when there's so many people in the world and people are deserving of love. So you gotta try a little bit, right?
she means like she's bringing herself to this.
This table is broken, so the table brings the beauty.
The table is broken and it's a beautiful table. That's what Kanya is, a three-legged beautiful table that's not really that beautiful, but is selling on like eBay for way more than the price that people want to pay for it, you know? For whatever reason, Tabi goes away and then goes to talk to Kanya, and she listens to what Kanya has to say and sort of gets a bit more understanding into Kanya's mindset, which is absurd. She's like delusional as a human.
We usually get groceries maybe on like a Sunday. So the first week we went to Harvey's. I'm like, ew, but I'm like, okay, fine.
So from what I can gather, I mean, I have no idea what she's really saying, but she doesn't like the grocery store that he shops at. Apparently, I guess he's sort of alluding to her actually contributing to paying for the groceries. I guess on the show, they still make you pay for groceries, and she doesn't want to go halves with him. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's a trial marriage, but I get the feeling that she does not want anyone to have her contribute to anything. I think that even if it's not a trial marriage and she's with a guy for however long, she wants him to pay, because she did say she wants someone to take care of her financially. She's not a big baby. I mean, like, for all the stuff that she says about like, if you want that, then you need your mom to take care of you. It feels like a dad thing to be like, okay, I need someone to take care of me financially fully. That's crazy.
So you guys like split the bill in half when you get grocery shopping?
Imagine.
That mean you are dating as well? No, let's be honest.
That conversation ends with Tabi trying to understand if she is okay with splitting the bill, and she says imagine, which is a South African way of saying like, yeah, right. Tabi realizes she's delusional, and for whatever reason, Tabi invites her over back to the place, even though Isaac literally ran away from her. So now we're gonna have a house party with people who don't want to be here. Weird work, Tabi. But anyway, let's see how that goes. Hi, if you're still watching this with your eyes open, you may have noticed I haven't moved country. That's because I was watching the Ultimatum South Africa and decided I could not be further away from this. Then I decided I could be, so I moved. Brother, So I'm in a different country now, and we're still doing this video. Guess some things never change, huh? Where we last left off, I believe Isaac was getting his ass handed to him by Kanye West, and now they're in a different house because Isaac actually left, but Tabi invited everyone over to the house. So she's just bringing the ruckus to somewhere else.
Someone who's gonna take care of me as much as I'm gonna take care of them.
You guys overbride this meat.
Yeah, in the 5 seconds Kanye was there, she said that Isaac needs to get married to his mom because he cannot cook, and also she said that they overbride this meat. Brying, by the way, is the Afrikaans word for barbecue. It's really good, but when someone says you overbride the meat, that's like fighting words. So Kanye is just trying to fight with everyone. But it's the next day and it's 1 week until changing over back to their original partners. Let's see how things are going.
I think we're both holding back. I think with the yoga yesterday just proved to us that we don't need to anymore. Don't look at me like that.
Why didn't the yoga come early, guys?
So, as you guys remember, Genesis and Courtney were not really getting along. Initially, Courtney really liked Genesis and then decided he's not that hot.
What happened to your face?
Or something, because they haven't been doing anything. And they're actually two of the most friendly couples, I guess. I don't really know what their deal is, but after they had a yoga session, she said she's officially dating him.
Genesis and I are officially dating.
Which doesn't mean much because, spoiler alert, nothing happens. They just coast along.
Speak to you afterwards like, I'm really sorry for what happened.
You don't have to.
Meanwhile, Isaac goes to Lebo and then says, hey man, I should have chose you. I went with Kanye West, you know, but you're like Nas. I don't know if that's exactly what he said, but he might as well have said that. And Lebo has this grin on her face.
You don't have to.
Yeah, boy. And she's like, yeah, everyone always comes back to me eventually. So I don't know what to say about that because I actually feel sorry for Isaac. He just seems like a dude who chose wrong and honestly can't really defend that choice. Don't know why he even chose Kanye, but I do feel sorry for him.
It eats me a lot. I feel like you and I just might be the best combo.
I like that combo. That's normally I think about that with two things. One, with Tekken, like a combo of moves. Or two, a combo like a burger. But a combo as in like a wife. Me and my wife are the best combo. That sounds so cool. Actually, you know what? I don't know if he said it the right way, but that makes good sense. I like that, Isaac. I like that.
Have you and Tabi kissed?
Yes, we've kissed.
Oh, okay.
Don't act surprised. I'm sure you and Ruth have kissed.
So while everyone else is doing their thing, Aiden, Nola, and
What's his name? What's his name? I got nothing on a name. Come on, baby, what's the name?
Lindila, they all meet up and then they're talking about like what they've done and what they haven't. They're having a little boys sesh, but Nola starts lying, saying he hasn't done much with Ruth, and I guess he's just keeping it to himself, but you can probably see what's gonna happen. Like, he's not even being truthful around the guys, and this whole social experiment is supposed to rely on the fact that people are open and honest with each other. If you're lying, you're pretty much just cheating, and that's not really what the ultimatum is about.
It is because the show sucks ass.
But really, you know.
Yeah, that guy's been intimate.
He's trying to find out if he's not the odd one.
If we've had sex.
Yeah, no. I really love Level. I'm working out here with Level.
Okay, so he straight up lies to everyone and says that he's gonna walk out with Lebo instead of Ruth, which he pretty much said, and also, you know, he was the first person to have the sex with someone else on this island. I don't think it's an island.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
They're just in Johannesburg. But he's lying to everyone. And like I said, the lying is going to cause a lot of issues because the more you do it, the worse it gets. He's not lying to the person whose partner it is. Right now, Isaac's not there. But when Isaac's in the room, if he starts lying directly to Isaac, that's going to cause lots of problems.
And it does.
there are cracks in the answers that he was giving that hint to a lot more.
I feel we're not ready yet to talk about our situationship.
That's crazy. When will you ever be ready? You're on an experiment called the Ultimatum. That's crazy. This is the one place where you can say it and people are supposed to be okay with it. If you're doing this in public or in some other venue that is not reality television associated, this would be disgusting. It still is, but like, it's part of the show. At least if you're honest about it, someone could be like, oh, okay, you guys are really getting hot and heavy. I don't know when lying has ever worked for anyone.
Are you guys intimate?
No, we're not intimate.
Have you guys kissed?
No.
So he just lies straight up. Lindile asks, are you guys intimate? He said, no. Then he said, did you guys kiss? No. And I'm pretty sure that Lebo already knows that they kissed. I don't know how you can possibly be lying about this. He's lying so much that he's gonna forget where the truth actually is.
No.
Bullshit.
We do give forehead kisses.
I'm not buying your story, man.
For some reason, I like the guy, but I don't trust him.
Yeah, that's about right, actually. Aiden said it perfectly. He's likable, he's funny, but you can't trust him. He's like one of your friends who's like, can I hold a 50? And you know you're never getting that 50 back. It's like that.
I'm not playing both Lebo and Ruth. I just want to enjoy the moment without the other person.
That night, Nola goes home to Ruth, and then they have the hot sex.
Are you guys intimate?
No, we're not intimate.
Yum. Okay. So I guess lying about it makes him horny or something. I don't know what exactly happened, but they're doing it more than once. This is going to cause a problem because neither of their partners know, and both of their partners are sort of in that level where they're not fully secure about themselves, and I don't know how that's going to work out for them, but it doesn't seem like a good thing to do. I think they're the only couple who has done this, actually.
No, we're not intimate.
1 week has gone and it's finally changing over. I just want to say I like that the South African Ultimatum is doing lovely shots of the river and stuff. If this was in my hometown of Durban, there'd be shots of like the slums, maybe some bullet holes and something. That would have been fun. I love South Africa. Come on. You know what it is. It's crazy violent.
Aiden, did you bang my girl, bro?
So yeah, like I said, it's time for the changeover. All the boys are meeting with each other. The girls are meeting with each other to discuss what they've done. It's sort of an awkward situation because everyone's dating everyone else's to-be partner. It's not like Love is Blind where you just met the person. Lots of these people have known their partner for years or even longer. Some people for less than a year, but now everyone's meeting and discussing like, oh, have you done that?
No, we're not intimate.
Did you guys? And there's a lot of stuff being left in the air. Nola tends to break the ice, so he already asked Aiden if he slept with Lebo, and everyone laughs because they know Aiden is still a virgin.
The woman kissed me locks up, bro. Hey. No, I'm kidding, bro. Isaac, you got a good woman. I haven't banged yet.
I guess Nola is like really bad at lying because he's now commanding like the conversation, and then he looks at Isaac and he's like, oh, you got a great girl. I haven't banged her yet. And everyone starts laughing because it's breaking the tension. But truthfully, he's lying to this dude's face. It's one thing to just not disclose the truth, but to look at someone and be like, I did not have sex with that woman. That's Bill Clinton type beat.
I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
No, we're not intimate.
And we all know he did it, but at least he was cool.
Yes! Relax. No, not even planning on banging.
I'm gonna ask everybody who has banged here.
It's like a group of 14-year-olds. Who has banged? Hey, brah, have you banged? Hey, you bang? This is so weird, like, you know, I guess nowadays people say weird stuff. Did you smash? Did you bang? Did you smang it? Smash it and bang. Did you do all of that stuff? Did you spread the butter on the toast? Did you park the car in the garage? Did you do that? Did you drop your kids off? No, that's when you shit. Don't do that on people. All right.
Did you bang, bro?
No, I didn't. Did you?
You sure?
I'm sure. Isaac?
No. I haven't banged.
No banging.
No banging.
They just look at Aiden. No banging, chief. I didn't bang anything. I banged my head against a fucking wall, mate.
Aiden, I'm not convinced.
What do you mean?
So who's gone all the way? What's the definition of all the way?
The insertion of the penis into the vagina. I mean, if you want to go halvesies, the insertion of the penis into the mouth. Sorry. Well, you know, it's something.
No, Not yet.
Well spoken like a real hoe.
Nkataka and I haven't had sex since last year, September, so maybe it could have just been horny. What?
So as the girls are talking, Kanye West decides to turn up the heat and asks Caesar if she's done anything. And she says, not yet, which is, I mean, the wrong person to be saying that to. Needless to say, Kanye gets angry and then starts calling her a hoe and also probably fat. She likes fat shaming people.
Why? I'm not done talking. Why am I what? Haven't let me finish my sentence. It's been a while, so maybe it could have just been using you for like easy, you know?
All right, so there's a lot of fighting on that side. It's worth noting that between the guys and the girls, the guys are a lot more chill about things until something gets way out of hand, and the girls really don't seem to have that level of camaraderie. Everyone seems to be on edge. A lot of people say one thing, then behind closed doors when they do the interview, they're saying something else. I've sort of noticed that on most shows. I don't know if girls watching this can back me up. There's a lot of like hidden layers. Guys are sort of like the dogs. They're just like, yeah, and whatever they say, they pretty much mean. Every now and again, you get someone who's a little concealed, but for 90% of guys, it's just like, hey bro, I like you. And in their head, it's like, yeah, I did say that. Girls have like layers. They're like onions. Thanks, Shrek.
Kateko and Sizakele would get along. They both sluts.
Calling your boyfriend a slut is hilarious. That's, man. I would take manho, but a slut, that's funny. That's... He's just sitting there catching strays like a dog.
Be honest. And I'm gonna tell Lindile also to his face. There were moments where I did want to bang.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
It inspires you to want to make love to her.
God damn. She inspires you to want to make love to her. Not something that you want some other guy to talk about your girl saying. And you probably think about like, what have you guys been doing? But Nkateko, for the most part, and I really think he's showing his class here. Literally, he talks to Lindile and he says, I really wanted to. I had those moments of temptation, but all in all, I didn't. And he would have no reason to lie because he's pretty much saying like, you catch me in the wrong moment, I would have. And although that's pretty hard to stomach, it's probably better for the experiment than someone being like, no, not at all, and then banging them. Like Nola.
I wish I'd have a woman who would inspire me to bang, bruh.
For whatever reason, Nola then like inserts himself into that saying, I wished I had a woman who was like that. You know when you're like, when you did something and you're trying to prove that you didn't do it so badly that you start like saying things that don't even make sense. Like, oh, how could I have been there? The weather that day was 2 degrees and I remember because I was wearing a rain jacket with a hole in it because I once stuck my dick through it and I was like, whoops. You know, it's just tough. I could have never been there. No. Like you start saying some random shit. That's what Nola's doing right now.
I'd rather choose peace over beauty and good relationship and all these things. I'd rather choose peace.
What? No, you wouldn't. You chose Kanye West. You literally chose beauty, and that's honestly the biggest fucking asterisk I've ever seen on beauty right there. But you chose that over peace because she's not peaceful. If that's peaceful, you honestly, dude, okay. That's peaceful, you should just buy a bed in the WWE ring and let the Undertaker chokeslam you to sleep every night because it's not peace at all. That's war. You chose war.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
With a big ass. But I don't even think she has that, so I don't even know what you're choosing, dude.
This is not an attack on Sizakele. I'm talking about my ex. I've been with him long enough to know the differences between all his different laughs. He's been fake laughing. I heard him fake laugh for like 2 hours plus.
Oh my god, was he auditioning for the Joker? Why did he laugh for 2 hours? Fake laughing. Which comedian did he see that he needed to make sure that comedian wasn't crying, so he just fake laughed? What the hell are you talking about? I need to know more about that story. She knows his fake laughs? I don't think guys have a fake laugh.
2 minutes of fake laughter. Ready? Go.
This is my real laugh. This is my fake laugh. I guess I do have one, but I don't use it, because that's weird.
But honestly, yeah, we did kiss.
Couple of times.
Maybe I lost count.
Oh!
I don't trust that he's being honest about how far him and Ruth have gone.
For again, whatever reason, Nola just decides that he's gonna let through some truth. He's like, ah man, it makes no sense if I say I didn't kiss her, because I think a few people have seen me kiss her. So then he starts saying like, I kissed her and I lost count of how many times. Even though a week ago he told Aiden and Lindila that he has never even kissed her. Stupid. So his story is already not adding up. And Aiden even says like, there's something not adding up here. I think it's really bad enough that he's lying to everyone, but the fact that he's lying to Isaac for no reason is probably the worst part of this whole thing.
Out of respect for you, I would love to have more conversations, not in the midst of everyone.
What's been happening with you and her?
We've been getting along so fine.
So then Ruth and Lebo go and talk about stuff in private, and Isaac and Nola talk about things in private. Here's where I thought everyone was going to tell everyone what's been happening. And 50% of that is true, but the other 50% of that is Nola. So, Nola.
Intimacy-wise, how far did you guys get?
Nah, not too far.
But you guys got close.
We did get close, not in a very closely.
Think about this, guys, because I just thought about this. They had sex. And if she kisses Isaac, she's gonna be kissing Nola. That's crazy.
You kissing my girl. You probably took a shower with my girl.
He probably took a shit with your girl. I'm sorry. Wait, no. Forget what I just said. He probably did worse things with your girl. Took a shower. He probably... Sorry about that. Let me just erase the past 5 seconds. What were you saying?
You guys are seeing each other naked, but you tell him that I can't even say hello to Lebo.
No, you can't. It's best whatever communication you may have, it just ends here.
All right, so whatever Nola said is the most hypocritical crap I've ever heard. He doesn't want Isaac to even talk to Lebo. Meanwhile, he's been in Ruth. Wow, there's got to be better ways to say this.
En route is how it is usually said.
Nola and I have had sex not once, not twice, not thrice.
You know what? Never mind. I'm actually saying things hilariously okay compared to these clowns. Imagine going up to someone and being like,
we've had sex not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4.
Doing the LeBron James thing of all things. Everyone in Miami's like, oh, damn, why are you saying it like that? Why don't you just say the number? Why are you building up to it? That's such a weird thing to do to someone who doesn't want to hear that. Can you imagine being scared of heights and someone's like, it's not 10 feet, it's not 20 feet, it's not 30 feet, it's 40 fucking thousand feet above. It's crazy. Why would someone do that? That's crazy. Ruth, what are you doing?
Not once, not twice, not thrice. That's it for me. I have to thank you for telling me that. Yeah, I had to tell you in private.
She could have just said, we've been intimate, right? She could have said, me and Nola have been intimate with each other. She could have even just said, look, we had sex. But then she was like, look, man, we had sex. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. Oh, we had so much sex. When I go back right now, we're gonna have some. Pound it. If you don't, he will.
Okay, cool.
I only knew that he was a flirter, I couldn't communicate, but I didn't know that he was a cheater as well.
And that's how the episode ends. I forgot there was episodes of this. We're on to episode 6. Lebo said that she didn't know Nola is a cheater. Literally, on the first episode, he was trying to flirt with every person there. What are you talking about, Lebo? This poor Nola is just...
Apparently, when I both have been having sex.
Okay, so episode 6 is the banger one that we've all been waiting for. It starts off literally with Ruth in the last episode had told Lebo about them being intimate. And the start of episode 6, Lebo confronts Nola. And then Nola gets mad at Ruth and then tries to tell Isaac he indeed did have sex. So this is just a bunch of shit. The grenade pin has been like pulled off. And this is the explosion.
You guys had sex not once, not twice. She said it.
Why would you go to Lebo just have weird sex?
I shouldn't.
I have to deny everything.
Damn, what are you, OJ? Why do you keep doing this? Why? You literally heard it from the other person you had sex with. Like, there's nothing more to deny. Lebo understands, she found out. Who else is really going to benefit from this? You have to tell Isaac that you've been lying now.
I have to deny everything that at least Lebo could be at peace.
I gotta say that, like, you know, if you guys ever meet a guy like that who's like, oh, I didn't tell you the truth because the truth would hurt you, that's an asshole. That's a D-bag. Because no matter what, you're gonna find someone who's like, I'm gonna tell you the truth even if it hurts, and makes me seem like a worse person, because that's the better outcome than me just pretending it didn't happen and then you finding out and getting severely hurt. It sounds like for whatever reason he's trying to protect Lebo, but really he's trying to protect himself from the outcome of people confronting him. He just doesn't deal well with confrontation, and it's a thinly veiled excuse that he's trying to protect someone else, when really he's just being really selfish. That's what that is. And now he's gonna run back to Lebo and try and protect his relationship that he's been cultivating for a while still trying to have one with Ruth, which is just, it's not gonna work.
I trusted you. I trusted you.
Oh my god, they're doing this in the house where Aiden, I forgot that he was there. Because Lebo and Aiden were staying together. Look at him, he looks so sad. His shirt is too tight. People of Earth elevate. That's what even, such a wholesome shirt, Aiden. Really feel sorry for this dude. He's probably just like waking up, trying to have a good sleep. He walks in as Nola and Lebo. He's like, I wish someone abducted me.
What the fuck is happening right now?
Oh my god, this dude was licking his finger. He was literally eating food that was so scrumptious that he had to lick his fingers. Now there's a relationship-ending fight happening in his living room. He was clearly not prepared for this.
But my man, did I not come clean tonight?
I'm not gonna fix it, but
I don't think anything can fix this.
Let's give it a break for now.
You know what? Aiden is the goodest guy, bro. What a good dude. He actually comes to the aid of Lebo and stops Nola from like getting too close. He intervenes, but not in a way that's like overpowering or being like, hey bro, I'll kick your ass into the dirt. He's just playing a good, like, he's a good guy. Dude, where is this dude, my favorite dude.
Thought that things were not gonna come out.
Never mind. You know what? Lebo's gonna give Nola the beatdown because nobody's protecting Nola from Lebo. So I've seen how she manhandles him and he gets manhandled. I don't know if it's warranted, but he seems very scared of her.
I feel bad for Aiden being caught up in all of this.
But why would you tell me that?
Can someone, like, you know, I mean, like in this instance, I don't know how this would work. I've never been in this situation where I've been in the ultimatum and I'm like, ooh, we banged. But like, it's not a weird thing to be like, hey, why'd you say we fucked? Huh? Like, is that not like a... I don't know, it feels like a movie that's gonna like boil into something over, people are gonna start fighting with each other. I don't know, but like, that's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Why'd you tell we fuck?
Asked me some questions, but I didn't tell him because we both agreed they couldn't find out like this.
How would they have found out? Would there be like a gender reveal? Like he has a balloon and he smashes it on the floor and it says we fucked or something? What would be the reveal that Nola really wants to happen? Like there's a blimp in the sky and it like wrote like, I banged your girl, winky face. I'm really keen to find out what Nola would have wanted, how he would have loved to reveal this information to other people, because this seems like the optimal time. There's never a right time to tell another man's that you banged his girl. But you got to do it.
I don't know how she would betray us like that. I'm super mad.
Oscar, you called Isaac. I phoned Isaac for him.
Oh my. He got manhandled. Did you see his face? He got absolutely wrecked. Lebo is gonna wreck his butt, man. I don't really know what to say. I firmly am against any physical, you know, form of anything. But at the same time, it's hilarious. I'm sorry that his face was, he did not expect that.
Ruth already messed up the whole situation. I protected her to Isaac. I said, okay, let's rather be even then. Let me also call Isaac.
Okay, so if this doesn't show you Nola's true character, nothing will. The person that he's been having a great relationship with, Ruth, as soon as she does something to compromise his relationship with Lebo, he's like, all right, an eye for an eye. I'm going to mess your relationship up. He fully just throws her under the bus. And it's really like sort of disgusting to see this dude pivot from one person to the other. And he even says he was protecting Ruth. So I don't know what kind of complex this man has where he thinks he's protecting people people by not telling them the truth, but now he's telling Isaac finally, even though it's probably not his business to tell her. I mean him. Sorry, Isaac's a guy.
You wanna come to my villa here?
No, he doesn't have to.
No, you will.
No, he doesn't have to.
Okay, I'm coming.
So he calls Isaac and he says like, come to my villa. And Isaac's like listening on the phone. He can hear some fighting. And then for whatever reason, he's like, yeah, you know, I haven't been to that side of the villa. As if he doesn't know what's going to happen. He's just like, yeah, I've never been on that side before. That seems fun. How could you not predict what was going to happen, dude?
In my head, I'm like, oh, you know what? I've never actually been in that villa.
That's the first thing that went through his head. Like, man, what happened on the west side? Is it good villas there? I need to see that. I'll check it out. I wonder why there's so much screaming and commotion.
What's going on?
I don't know. Can I talk now? You can.
Ruth and I were at sex, bro.
There it is. So Ruth wants to talk to Isaac, and before she can say anything, Nola grabs the mic like actual Kanye West and then says, hey, we had sex, bro. Not me and you, Ruth. You would know. It's a mic drop on that part and just a lot of lies and stuff. And now that it's come out the truth, who can trust Nola? He just created this whole scenario for himself. Of course, when he did it, it was bad enough, but like this is the ultimatum, and it might have been a better conversation if you could pull someone to the side and say, look, this is what happened and now we can deal with the situation. But he waited until the very last minute till everything was already imploding and then was like, whatever, I'll do that. And I don't know if he expected Isaac to get mad at Ruth, but he gets mad at Nola, of course.
Now he's agreeing. Now you're agreeing. After all this time, now you're agreeing.
Aiden is still there. He's done nothing wrong. This is not his business. It is, however, his house, and he cannot sleep because 4 people are fighting over their relationship and he is wearing an alien t-shirt. This is what it feels like to be in the Ultimatum South Africa.
Saying the entire thing. Now he's agreeing.
I knew, man. Dude, I knew it.
Ah, there he is. Everyone's just using him to like base their, hey bro, I knew it, man. Hey. And Nola's like, tell them I didn't have sex. Aiden, be my alibi. This dude is getting used up. Literally, he's everyone's wingman for the night.
I just wanted this nigga to admit this guy's been quiet. I haven't seen Wolf since the dog repairing.
Well, that is the first time I've heard that word in the Ultimatum South Africa. It's reserved for very, very dark moments. Wow, that was very odd timing. You know what I mean? This is... Whew, Nola! You have to be really, really mad to call someone that in South Africa.
I've made my decision.
You made a decision to sleep with someone who does not want you.
I don't care what you say. You can fuck off if you want to.
Very shocking twist. I didn't know. I expected Ruth to be maybe more like, I'm so sorry, Isaac. But she cusses him out. I don't even know why. I mean, this dude at this point, he gets cussed out by a person that he's currently matched with. He's getting cussed out by his former girlfriend. I wouldn't be surprised if the host was like, Isaac, you piece of shit, get back to your villa. I don't know why everyone hates Isaac. I feel really sorry for this man. I think he's just existing and everyone double crosses him for some reason.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Like the nice guy he is, Aiden is now hugging Ruth. He might as well be Mother Teresa on this villa. He's like fixing everyone's feelings and shit. He's not at all worried about anyone sleeping with his girl. I don't even think his girl lets him sleep with him. Genesis also seems to be a nice guy. Aiden's like, him and Genesis are like the 2 dudes who are like just nice people. Everyone else is having issues.
It had to happen like this, bro.
It doesn't happen like this.
He does not even show any remorse.
Saying sorry.
No, it's not even.
You don't even like saying like, dude, I'm sorry for what happened.
Man, so outside the instigation keeps going. It's at an all-time high. Lebo has a drink in her hand. I don't know. She's just adding fuel to the fire, I guess. She's very mad, but she wants things to get out of hand. Isaac is bubbling up because he realizes Nola's not even apologizing to him. So now there's tensions rising and this might start a fight, which it kind of does.
Are you saying
truthfully, I'm asking you a question, bro.
Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can.
Fuck off.
Don't fucking push me, boy.
Touch me one more time.
I'll fucking kill you, boy.
Touch me one more time.
He does that thing, you know, when you're like pointing at someone, but he does it with 2 hands, so it's like a double knife, and then he pushes his chest. And with the double knife move is always condescending. That's what it represents. And then Nola starts like hurling out threats. And then the common threat in South Africa is, I'll kill you.
I kill you.
Goes up from there, but that's the starting threat is I will kill you. I'll murder you. I'll murk you. You'll be finished. I'll put you in a grave. That's the starter pack of South African let's fight. Someone has to die.
Not it.
Someone will perish.
I cannot let another man hit me and do nothing about it.
You sleep with one eye open.
I'm used to threats, boy.
No, this is not a threat. This is a fucking promise.
Isaac says sleep with one eye open, and then he says I'm used to threats like it's a flex. That sounds like everyone hates Nola. You can't even say that thing, bro. Why would you say I'm used to threats? But this sparks another fight, and then he says I'll kill you, and someone throws that out there, and then they're back to fighting, but the fighting is like not Durban fighting, it's like Johannesburg fighting, which kind of means like so it's not really a fight. I was expecting one South African fight in this, one proper fight, but I did not get it.
And yeah, come, let's take it down now.
Okay, let's do it now then.
Let's do it now.
I don't ever want to see this guy in my life.
That was the worst fight I've ever seen. I know that we're not perpetuating fighting here, but come on, South Africa. That was not a good representation of what a South African fight is. But I guess Johannesburg, apparently that's how they do things. Nola moved back like, you know, when guys flinch and they're like... and someone throws a punch. He did that. If there was no security there, nobody would get hit. They would have just flung 2 misses at each other. This is abysmal fighting. So they don't want to see each other again, and Nola and Lebo actually leave for the night, and that is that.
Like I stabbed her in the back, and I feel like Nola is a crook, and he had to be exposed, but otherwise I enjoyed everything, period.
It ends with also Ruth throwing out Nola's clothes. So Nola has made 100 enemies and 0 friends from this experiment. That's what happens when you lie, cheat, and steal. Don't be like Eddie Guerrero in terms of the song. Be like him as a wrestler, okay? Please. R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero.
Let's go. Tell her what you really think. Let's go.
Come. Sis.
Come.
Did I say you can sit?
I'm gonna live.
No, I don't care.
Alright, so not to be outdone, Nkateko decides, hey, Kanya hasn't done some crazy shit in hours. Let's do that. So he takes Ziza to her villa, and then he leaves her there. And Ziza is like this soft-spoken girl, doesn't really fight, nothing like that. Kanya is sort of like Kanye West on steroids. So as soon as she sits down, Kanya starts insulting her, and Nkateko just leaves. And this starts off a whole other fight in the villa where Kanya is just insulting the hell out of Ziza.
You really left me.
So did I let you sit? I can kick you out if I want to. Then I'm saying please get out. Leave! This is my patio, leave!
God damn. I don't know whose fight is worse. I'm just thinking about it. Nola moved back and flinched. Isaac said some stuff. That didn't happen. Security guards broke it up. They didn't have to. Kanya is she's saying leave, and she's awfully close to doing a sign that German from 1940s used to do to say hey to people. You know what I mean? Her hand is extended. Like, you know, this is really... I don't know which fight is worse. Ooh, she just keeps holding that hand up right there. German people gonna storm in from the 40s, man.
You are a wretched whip rat. Leave!
Oh, please hold the hand down. God, this is not what I expected from South Africa, Ultimatum.
Leave! Okay. Leave! Okay. Leave! Leave! I'll come down after you get your fat ass off my patio.
Ooh, sprinkled in a little bit of fatness there. That's the go-to. Kanya just picks on people's insecurities and then throws it out. That's gonna make you look good on camera. Knowing that everyone on Netflix can see these episodes and then see your true colors. When Phil Collins used to sing that like True Colors song, this is what he meant. All you bitches get exposed. That was the theme behind that song. So that ended in a whole lot of junk. Basically, it was a lot of screaming, one person crying and feeling really, really ostracized. And then she goes back to Nkateko and says, you left me. And then he hugs her and somehow things are okay. Even though I would have been pretty mad if someone just left me in a situation where I knew that I was set up for failure.
Why did you leave? You want me to do your job on your behalf.
Let Kanya, listen, Kanya is the...
calling me by her
No, I'm not.
They start fighting because this is the fighting episode. Nkateko calls Siza Kanya and then he tries to save it, but it's way too late. That's probably #1 rule as a guy to not do things to a girl is call her by a different name. If a name is her name and then you think of another name, you'd be sleeping on the couch. That's pretty much the rule. So don't ever get that messed up.
Trying to make her understand about this lady.
Then he eats her.
Tastes like candy!
I don't know, I guess he hugged her so hard that she stopped crying and then everything was okay.
If you want to talk, listen, if you want to talk, outside. Cooperate and stand there. If you want to have a grown-up, decent...
He now goes to Kanya, and she is just as mad as him as she is with everyone else, and she just lets the screaming match begin, and it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, like, once she screams, she is done with listening. This is not someone who's ready and available to listen to your side of the story. She's just going to be louder than you and start screaming, and her ego is twice the size of whatever she thinks it is. This is not someone that you want to deal with on a good day, let alone a bad day.
Go stand there, you and your goofy boom boom. How are disrespectful. You and your fat hood rats are disrespectful.
Yeah, fat hood rat. Man, she is really going after that, huh? She just cannot. Was that body shaming comments? I thought a woman was supposed to be like positive towards each other's weight. She's like, man, you and your cow, you and your fucking whale can sail back to the villa for all I care. That's, whew, she just let those insults just fly.
Stand there if you want to talk to me.
Oh, that's giving me a headache. Kanya's giving me such a headache. Oh, I hate people who are loud, especially when they're fighting. This is like if you can't get your point across speaking on a normal volume, then you have to like rethink how your communication skills are. Because if the only way you can get your point across is by screaming it to someone, you're probably not doing a great job. Really. These people are not like 10. You're not supposed to scream. Toddlers and stuff scream and cry when they don't get their way. Mom! When you're like 29, 30, you probably should figure out how to communicate instead of just screaming words out.
Feet with your cheap shoes in this house. And go brush your teeth before you show those horrible teeth.
Damn. Filthy shoes, horrible teeth, fat head, boom boom. She is just letting it fly. This is not a roast, but I guess she would be the Jeff Ross if it was. She needs to write for Jeff Ross. She just got insults. Meanwhile, Isaac is sitting there just trying to avoid everything. He's had a tough night. His girl just admitted she cheated. He just almost fought another guy. Now he came home trying to get some rest, and Kanya's having a blast. Poor Isaac. He's probably had it the toughest of any contestant I've seen in a long time.
Imagine Isaac.
There goes my sleep. I'm tired. At least sleep will help me. And you take that away from me.
So to make things worse, the whole night Kanya talks to Isaac about how stupid those two are, and he can't even sleep. So imagine waking up, having breakfast, having lunch, thinking the day's gonna be good. By dinner time, you realize your girl's been cheating on you. You try and fight the man that's been cheating. He leaves. Then you come home to your current partner, and she's screaming at those other two, like her current partner, and then she won't let you sleep because she's being annoying. That's the worst day. That's really the worst day.
Nola and Lebo have wisely decided to take some time away from each other and the experiment to process their feelings.
So next day, everyone woke up. They were all happy and stuff, but Nala and Lebo had left the experiment. I didn't know you could just leave, but apparently they did. So they're no longer in this. And it is really unsatisfying to not see them come to a conclusion. I guess this was the conclusion. They didn't even make it to the end, but I honestly thought they would come back. The showrunners say that they take time away. So I thought maybe they'd come back in the last episode, but we don't see them again. So it's kind of a disappointing conclusion, especially when they came into the experiment thinking they're going to do this or that, and immediately after a fight left. And to be honest, they don't even come back in the reunion. Or they might, but it's pretty weird. Anyway.
I know for a fact that I am in love with Tabi. I think it's only fair for me to say this to Caesar.
It's Genesis and I's last night.
Right, so it's the last few hours with their current partners, except the people who have already left. Tabi and Lindila kiss. Courtney holds the couch like she's about to take off into a rocket ship or something. I'm not sure why she always sits down and looks so awkward, but she does. She looks like she's ready to tackle someone.
You've just created a friendship that is so good. I'm gonna ask for a cuddle.
What?
I guess Genesis and Courtney kiss for the first time, so that's cute. They actually have a cute sort of relationship, friendship thing going on. And now everyone's like in the same room. They're sort of discussing what's been happening and what's going to happen when they swap over.
To be honest, I'm not looking forward to the 3 weeks with Katego. Actually, at this point, I can't stand him. I feel like he makes me sick to my stomach.
Well, that's nice. Oh, Kanya says something really nice about her partner, how he makes her want to throw up. That's always nice to hear when you're coming back home to someone. Honey, you make me want to gag. That's very nice. Very nice. And we move on to episode 7.
Tonight, you will be ending your first trial marriage.
I thought she was gonna say you'll be ending it all. I was like, said exactly what I was thinking watching this show. But now I guess the second marriages begin. This is the original marriage before the trial marriage. And this is post 3 weeks of living with the person they swapped with. So can they withstand both being in another relationship? Are they going to change? Blah, 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 blah. We've already seen the fights.
You're not gonna sleep on the same bed as me. That's not gonna happen.
And stop being a bully.
Get off this fucking bed!
Tanya,
Get off this bed!
Damn, Kanya's got like no chill. She's just like got enough energy to fight with people. I don't have that much energy day in, day out to wake up, brush my teeth and be like, ooh, I choose violence. Like every day I have to really hate someone in order to even do that for like a few days. She just effortlessly gets up and hates on people. She's a player hater. And she even throws wine on him. That's a waste of wine, honestly.
You're disgusting.
So are you! You're repulsive, you repulse me, I can't stand, you make me sick to my stomach.
And if someone was doing that and like trying to force you off a bed and stuff, would you really... This is the person that he came on the show with and they proposed an ultimatum. She was like, why don't you marry me? And then does stuff like that. Obviously that's why. If you're gonna act like a toddler when you don't get your way, who would want to marry you? Oh gosh, there's no person in the world that's worth that.
You're not marriage material.
It doesn't matter, what are we trying to
Isaac tried to talk to you.
Excuse me!
Who's the one who's pouring wine on who? You're the one who says who is an animosity against me, woman.
Oh my god, imagine trying to have a conversation or even argue and someone just screams. It's like she's in Nickelback or something. Oh my god. Dude, whoever the lead singer of Metallica is needs to retire so Kanye can be it. Oh, enter Sandman.
You're 33 years fucking old and you have the mind of a baby.
Is Steven Tyler still singing for Aerosmith or do they need someone else? Who do they need? Is Guns N' Roses still exist? Is Axl Rose still alive? Or is Kanye Rose over here? Okay. Oh my god. You know what? If she was in the Titanic, the motherfucker would have sunk the ship immediately. Holy crap, man. The captain would have just been like, I'm gonna make an iceberg. This is... Jesus.
Baby, I'm telling you.
I wish he was deaf, bro. I wish I was a deaf bastard if I didn't have to hear that. That's just crazy. This is honestly crazy. If I bought Apple headphones, I could hear it in crisp, high definition. All of the shit, I don't want to hear her scream. That's man. Wow. Wow. Silent films were made for her. Jeez. That's really, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how people fight. I try not to. I don't love fighting other people, let alone like girls. I don't like arguing with people in general, but that is, whoa, god, hearing that back is just tough. I'd automatically say no. Based on just that fight alone, I'd be like, there is no way.
We've been intimate, but we've been doing it in our own space. You have been inconsiderate and this has really affected my experience.
Meanwhile, Lindila and Caesar meet up and they both discuss their relationships with the other people, and both of them come to the conclusion that, you know, they've been intimate, they've really enjoyed their other relationships, and Lindila actually says, you were hurting me because you were doing it in public, I was doing it in private. This is neither here nor there, sort of at least more of a conversation rather than two people just screaming at each other, or at least one person screaming. It's at least a better way to communicate where two people can feel like they're heard instead of one person just screaming like they're auditioning to be in System of a Down. So
There's something else on the bed. I see another gift. I can't help myself because I'm excited, but I see Jen's mood is changing.
So in contrast, everyone's coming back to each other. People are happy, people are not happy. Genesis and Tabi meet up again, and Lindila he says that he's in love with Tabi even after he leaves. So he gives her a present, and Genesis sees this. He actually gets Tabi a present, but it's smaller than Lindila's one, so she opens Lindila's, and you can see Genesis just feeling sad, and I felt sad. But he then says something that's actually pretty baller.
It's actually from Lindila. How do you feel about this?
I feel like crying.
That was like an office thing. Like if they zoomed in on his face, I feel like crying. Sad day, sad day. Stole my girl. What can you do?
I got Lindila something. Are you not holding that against me?
Oh.
I want you to choose me because you love me, but not because I've been the option for the 7 years.
So the boss thing that Genesis says is that even after receiving that gift, Tabi's like, are you mad? How do you feel about this? And she even says like, you know, I don't want to be doing things just because I want to actually choose it. And then Genesis is like, yep, I want you to choose me. I don't want you to feel like because we've been together for 7 years, you have to pick me. I want you to want me. And that's a pretty amazing point of view to have after feeling hurt and still being able to process those feelings and put it into perspective and be like, okay, you're not doing this just to hurt me. You're trying to actually pick what's best for you. And I want to be what's best for you. It's a solid man right there.
I'm going into this 3 weeks with high expectations of you.
No Diddy.
If those expectations aren't met, then I'm gonna walk away. I still have no idea if Aiden's gonna propose to me at the end of this.
Aiden and Courtney meet up. Courtney says some bullshit, and then she's really happy to see him, and I'm happy. My boy is happy. Everyone's happy. Those two, I like them.
The whole time I haven't been understanding how I'm feeling about everything, but now that I'm seeing Isaac, I feel the need to apologize.
Ah, shit, I thought she was gonna say I feel the need for speed. She held on to that word as well. I feel the need to apologize. That's a new movie. So I guess Ruth has slept, she's figured it out. She slept it over. She's thought about it. She said, okay, Isaac, I'm sorry. She wants to apologize for going absolutely batshit crazy for no reason. And now she's gonna hopefully apologize to him and everything will be fine.
I want to apologize for the way you found out about everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a bad apology. Is she gonna apologize for the sex or is that?
The way I handled myself or everything after you found out.
So you're sorry because I found out, not because of what you did.
Oh yeah, that was disgusting. Yeah, that was really bad. Cussing someone out because they found out is like the worst. I didn't know she was gonna do that. She had a little bit of a sailor mouth, SpongeBob would say.
Don't apologize for sleeping with Nola because he's been cuddling with Kanye, he's been kissing Kanye, he's been seeing Kanye naked. Being seen by Kanye naked is not apologizing for that.
Look, man, being seen by Kanye naked and seeing Kanye naked is not a flex. If anything, that's a punishment at this point. So you should be hugging this man and thanking God he exists, okay?
I've been with you for 2 years. You've been with Kanye for 2-3 weeks. Already she has met someone from your family, which I have not.
All right. So this was now an apology that starts off with Ruth actually explaining why she's pissed off. Didn't know that this was part of the apology. But yeah, no, initially I was also like, wow, how come you're showing Kanye to your family? Because as if you've been watching the whole thing, you know that Ruth didn't actually get to meet Isaac's family. But when he said his family, it was I think his cousin and his friend. That's really not his family. That's just two people. I guess the cousin technically counts, but like, really? We're grasping at straws here. So I don't know if that's enough to warrant, yeah, I slept with Nola.
And I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here because of the person that was here and the things that they done here. I won't sleep here tonight. I'm going home.
Okay. So that apology was not really wholehearted, and Isaac does not feel like that really resolved anything, so he actually leaves for a night because he doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with Ruth. So there's still a lot of stuff going on there, and I don't know if they're going to be able to repair their relationship.
I'm back today. I'm feeling a bit better. I'm back here to see things too.
Other men wouldn't even be still here, so thank you.
Turns out after Ruth sleeps, she realizes that, again, she was overdoing it. So it feels like every time she sleeps and not with another person, she realizes that she's probably wrong. So she says thank you for actually coming back here. Most men wouldn't. And Isaac's like, yeah, hell yeah.
It's me trusting her again. That's where the problem comes. Because I don't see her the same anymore. Yes.
But he ends up sleeping on the couch that night because he's still not trusting her. He does forgive her for what she did, but he's not sleeping in her bed. Like I keep saying, if these two actually told their partners in a suitable way, a way that was dealt better and with more gravitas to the situation, maybe Nola and Lebo would still be in the experiment, and maybe Ruth and Isaac would have got along better and at least explored the things that didn't make their relationship strong and the things that did. But meanwhile, we have this. So
finding a gift bag on top of our table, I see that the gift came from Tabi, and I read.
She just reached straight. It probably said to Lindila, and she was like, yep, that's mine. His balls, mine. She just grabbed in like she was a claw of like a fucking claw machine, man. She just Oh, it's got kissy face, huh? You're in trouble for that, Lindile.
Tabi is deliberately sending a message that Lindile came around. He will go back around.
So she starts crying because she looks at the bag and it says what comes around goes around. And then she interprets that to say that Lindile will come back around to date Tabi. That's a stretch. That's like before you go to gym, that's a stretch right there. That's a, if I didn't stretch, I'd pull a calf muscle type stretch. That's a deep stretch if ever I've seen one. The bag, the gift bag, something that nobody cares about. I didn't even read it. I didn't even know what she was crying about. Wow. That's a reach, bro. That's a reach around.
They said things as well. Whether you're materialistic, whether you're a gold digger.
Why would I have ended up with you if I'm a gold digger and materialistic?
All right, so back to the Kanya household, the one that I love so much that I need painkillers for. Nkateko says that he had been talking to Isaac about whether Kanya was a gold digger, and she instantly says, why would I have been with you if I was one? So she's now called him every name under the sun and also attacking his monetary status. That is just what you wanted a wife.
No, honestly, for an entire year, do you think I'll deprive myself of gold and material?
I don't know, man. What does Nkateko see in this woman? Like, from the last few episodes, she's said everything bad that could possibly happen. She called her man a slut, which is, again, hilarious. And she now says that he doesn't have any money anyway. He has awful teeth, apparently. Dirty shoes. Honestly, what the hell does he see in her? I'm trying to find the goodness in her, but I just can't see it. Can someone explain that to me?
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Love is very soothing.
It's actually crazy that Nkateko is so soft-spoken. He sounds like he's constantly whisper talking, and Kanya goes from like normal talking to I'm gonna scream as loud as I can at the top of a mountain. So it's sort of like, you know, that classic saying opposites attract. He's the quiet one and she's the loud one, and for whatever reason this guy really likes her because they laugh over something really arbitrary and then their relationship is back on track. It's like a toxic relationship after you have one like good moment and you're like, man, I really like you, but when you fight for like weeks. I don't know, it seems to me here the bad outweighs the good, but clearly these two think there's something in it. And then they kiss that night because they start laughing after fighting. Bruh, that would be cute if it wasn't so toxic. Oh, this is the worst. Meanwhile, let's take you back to Isaac and Ruth.
Your problem is you want me to be all lovey-dovey with you. Because that's what you do.
If you're not feeling comfortable about anything, then what the hell are you doing here?
God, Ruth does not know how to apologize for fucking peanuts, does she? Every time she like starts off and she's like, man, I am, you know, other men would not be here, so I appreciate you. 2 minutes later, she's like,
what the hell are you doing on this earth? Honestly, why don't you dig a grave and jump the hell in it? See if you can dig to China from here. Remember that old saying, if you dig hard enough, you'll get to the other side of the world? Do it, Isaac. Build a railroad. I don't care. Get railed.
And then Isaac's like, okay, that's all crazy. Let me show you why I'm actually here. And he pulls out a ring.
What?
Because he actually decided he was going to marry Ruth. And as soon as she sees this, yet again, she's like, oh, I gotta start apologizing. This girl, I don't know, man. At the start, I was like, oh, she seems pretty cool. At this point, I'm just like, she keeps flip-flopping. I just don't know what to think of her.
Let me show why I'm here.
I fucked up somehow.
She's like, damn it. I didn't know he was gonna pull out a ring. I thought he was gonna pull out divorce papers. I don't know. And now we're on to episode 8. Woo!
The thing is, I can never know what is in your mind or your
Exactly. You brought me here. You don't even know the things I'm planning. Coming here, I've already made up my mind.
So there's lots of crying. Isaac basically explains that he had made up his mind before even being on the shitty show, and then she dragged him here just to have sex with Nola, which is like the worst outcome that could possibly happen, because before being on the show, all she wanted was him to say, will you marry me? And he would have done that anyway. She does bring up a point where she says, how do I know what you're thinking? And that is a good thing to bring up, genuinely. A better conversation to have between two people who can have it, but not people on the Ultimate.
I fucked up, then I get it. If I make you change your mind, so be it. Honestly, what you could have done is at least let me know where you stand with me.
Yeah, so somehow this apologizing turns into Ruth saying, you could have let me know. I think she's probably the worst apologizer I've ever seen, except Nola. He's actually the worst. But she's second on the list of people who should apologize and can't. Anyway, it's guys' night out, which, I don't know, they've had a lot of these now. I'm not really sure what they're gonna do here.
How's things going with you and Kay? Are you guys planning on getting married? What's the vibes now?
It's on the cards.
Are you ready to get married?
Oh, it's also girls' night out. And you know what? Courtney's the only person who has talked to Kanya who just straight up talks to the camera and is like, I don't like her. And I like Courtney for her honesty.
Yes, I am.
I have little faith in that relationship. I feel like Nkateko is wearing a dog leash and Kanya is...
Everyone needs a girlfriend like Courtney. Every guy needs like a girlfriend. Oh, it's just like a girlfriend is one thing, but you also need a girlfriend who's there to look out for you and being like, look, dude, this girl is absolutely giving you the ringer. I mean, putting you on a leash and walking you around, that's a crazy way of saying it, but like it's kind of true. It just feels like Kanya has all that power and Nkateko is just the guy who is like happy to be there because it doesn't seem like he can stand up for himself. And every time they have an argument, it's just Kanya screaming over the top of him. So I think Courtney's right to be completely honest.
Tabby and I had a really good experience. We understood each other. We had an emotional connection. It's not sitting right with Caesar. He's treating the situation as like I cheated.
God, it looks like a father and son. I'm watching the scene now at Guys' Night Out where Genesis and Lindile talk, and it looks like a dad is talking to his son. Son, you will one day become a man like me and find a girl. Man, once you go to the gym and start filling out a shirt, everyone else just looks like a pipsqueak. Sorry, Genesis is such a good guy. I just feel like the scene just looks like it's out of a movie.
Nothing that you did that Tabby didn't allow you to do. And, you know, I admire her level of honesty about how she feels about you.
You know what? Genesis, again, proves to be one of the coolest dudes on the show, saying that anything that you did, she allowed you to do. And by that logic, I love her. And so I'm accepting of this, and I understand that I need to step up. That's basically what he says, and that's pretty much the benchmark and standard for how guys need to move in this operation, man. This guy genuinely has his head in the right place. And honestly, he'll probably have his head in the right place if he keeps talking like that to Tavi, you know what I mean? It's about time I drink coffee. I'm getting a bit crazy right now. Sorry about that.
Really? Bro, I've seen my ring. What do you mean?
Who's had sex with their partners?
Oh, their partner? I thought you meant yours. So Ruth instantly is like, I'm getting married, even though I really don't know if she even likes Isaac or she just likes the idea of having a ring on her finger. It seems like she's kind of the girl who is just like, I want to be married. I don't care who it is to. And I could be wrong about that, but like by how she's been acting the last few episodes, it doesn't even feel like she likes Isaac. Meanwhile, Nkateko is like, who has sex with their partner? And my favorite dude raises his hand. Finally, the drought is over for my boy Aiden.
My man.
My man.
What was your reasoning behind giving Nola so much access to you? Like, were you wanting to pursue a relationship with him?
I wanted to have the sex.
Damn. Okay, so Kanya actually asked a good question, a really good question. And she says, what was the thinking behind you and Nola being intimate? And Ruth says, I just want to have sex, G. This is sex positive. Everyone's very happy. That's something you can do. It's not, nobody's judging, but Kanya is.
Same as allowing just a random guy to see you naked.
Same thing Isaac does. Like when you say something offensive, they want to offend you, right?
Well, I offended guy.
One moment everyone was cool, the next minute.
Yeah, that's South Africa for you. One moment everyone's cool, and the next moment everyone's got their guns out. God, yep. That turns into a fight. Basically, anything Kanya says at any point can turn into a fight. People should know that by now. But then you have Ruth added to the mix. It almost is guaranteed to turn into a fight. And for whatever reason, Ruth says she wasn't even attracted to Nola, which I don't know if that's true or not true, but that would just seem like disrespecting yourself more than anything. If you're not even attracted, you just want to have sex with anything. That's like having no standards. So I'm going to just choose to ignore that and think that she was attracted to him and just felt like her needs weren't being met. And that's why. Because that's probably a better explanation. But if it's not that, Ruth, you gotta figure that out.
As much as you feel like Nola is a random guy, then Isaac is the random guy.
Because for me, sex is giving someone full access to your
Just
body.
like letting them see you naked, seeing your every part.
That's not the same at all. You can look at a painting. That doesn't mean you had sex with it. I mean, it's naked people on a painting. But letting someone, enter you like Narnia that's different. We know that. That's why it's called sex and the other thing's called being nude. That's so, I don't know, Ruth. I have to agree with Kanya. You're making me do something I don't want to do.
You shouldn't have slept with anyone if you're gonna bark at us.
I will do whatever I want with my body. It's not yours.
Yeah, but don't take it out on us, girl.
I'm not taking out on you. Stop making it your matter.
This is why Apple made noise-canceling headphones. When this happens, you start listening to like Fleetwood Mac or something. Woo!
I nearly made someone bleed.
Who do you want to make?
Kanye.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, so that night when they're back at the bed, Ruth explains to Isaac what happened. And just the shock on his face, the utter confusion of what the hell happened, is my favorite thing in the whole series. Just him being like, what? His girl and his former girl fighting. It's just like both eyes in his head are just like, oh, that would have been weird to watch. Yeah, then she starts talking and it just lasts forever. I'm surprised that ice cream didn't melt.
Was like, hey, I'm rich. I'm like, that's you being wretched. I don't go around selling my ass so I can buy things. Yes, I said that because she was being full of it.
She did not say that, and we all heard it too. That's crazy how she just lied.
She actually said, kind of straight. I was like, yeah, that's my woman.
So at this point, I guess somehow Ruth wins some brownie points by setting Kanye straight. I guess, you know what they say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Nobody says that.
And so I guess that is how Isaac gets turned on. She's hating on the person he hates, so they're in love, I guess, and that's good.
I'm more concerned about is you. Something bad happens, you meditate on it for too long, where it steals your joy for long periods of time. Could have been laughing.
She's revolting.
Nkateko and Kanye then talk, and Nkateko says something really wise, that you're spending too much time focusing on the negatives. You could have been having time enjoying yourself. We could have been laughing. I thought that was going to turn into another fight. It didn't, but it also doesn't seem like Kanye actually took that advice to heart. She just says that she's revolting, and that's how that conversation ended. So it seems like nobody's learning anything from this experiment, except like the two people who actually tried. And Aiden and Courtney came into this looking like they were going to leave married, and that's probably going to happen. So I don't know if anybody's really truly learned from this experience, because everything that was supposed to happen probably did.
I will never shy away from the fact that I felt the feeling of losing you.
I also kept that little scene in where Genesis is saying like he doesn't know how to feel, but the fact that they kept choosing each other is the reason that they're probably going to make this work. And I think his logic, his reasoning is just the way that you should probably look at relationships at the moment, because it's really a good way to move forward, and he does a great job of explaining that. They also have a cute scene where they look at each other's baby photos or photos where they were growing up, because they've been together for 7 years.
Wow. It's a long time.
So I hope they actually make it. And with that, we have the final episode. So we get to see who gets married and who doesn't. Anybody betting on who is and who isn't? I got money on Nola not getting married, so I think I won that.
Today, the ultimatum comes to term and the question must be answered.
I am going to answer ultimatum.
All right, so the first couple is Nkateko and Kanye. Do you think that he actually proposes to her? If you said yes, you were right, but kind of.
Like, you're the woman I really want to be with. And what I want to say is, I want you to be my wife.
There we go. What an amazing thing. Kanye sets off on the ultimatum. She says, you have to choose whether you want to marry me. And Nkateko says, I do want to marry you. And it's amazing.
What's this?
It's a promise ring.
Psych, motherfucker. He gives her a promise ring. That's hilarious. He gave her a ring to promise that he's one day going to promise that he's going to marry her. That's cool. He gave her insurance.
I don't want this thing. Can take it off. Same old story. If I let him get away with this, I'll never get anything from him.
And that's how that one ended. So instead of giving her a ring, he gave her a promise ring, and she wanted an actual ring. And then she takes the ring off and leaves. So their relationship doesn't actually work. And that's how their one ends. So that's pretty good. Next is Lindile and Caesar.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. The only thing is for me to just say yes.
I'm the happiest man on the planet.
Remember, he issued her the ultimatum, and she says yes when he issues the proposal. So these two are getting married, and it looks very cool, and I'm happy for them.
Wait, what's going on now? The same ring.
Kanye.
So now you're gonna engage me with the same promise ring. Hey, please, man.
So in the middle of this, we go back to Nkateko and Kanya, and then he decides, yeah, all right, fuck it, I'll marry you. And then he uses the same ring, and she's like, bro, are you using the same ring as the promise ring to then try and get engaged to me? That's not gonna fly. And she is just very unhappy with the situation.
That marry me or move on. So I have no choice but to move on.
And I guess she says that she's gonna move on, so hopefully we never see her again. Sorry, but really, it was too much for my earlobes, so goodbye. Next is Aiden and Courtney. You know what's gonna happen. This boy never was gonna do anything else. He was never straying from the path of glory.
Will you be my wife?
Yes. We're engaged.
He says some random shit at the end, like that's non-audible. I don't even know what he said. I remember listening to this like 5 times, and he just looks at her and he's like, yes, that's, I guess he's so happy he can't even comprehend in words what he's actually saying. And they get married, which is great. Next, we have Isaac and Ruth. And this is the one that I was like most shaky about. I don't know if they were going to get married. I don't know if they weren't. I thought it was going to be weird, but this is what happens.
I bought this engagement ring before we even step our foot into this experience, right? Deep down me, I know you deserve way better than me.
So in a surprising twist, Isaac opens the ring thing, the box, and then he's like, bro, I should be marrying you. I knew before the experiment I was going to. And then he closes it and says, you deserve better than me, which I don't know if that's the truth or how he really feels, but it's a nice way of saying it. And then instead of being nice back, Ruth pretty much just says, you're trash.
I really don't like the way you've been making me feel the whole time. And I feel like really we should end the relationship.
So not only does this man get cheated on and have the worst partner ever, but at the end of this series, not only don't they get married, but they're not even in a relationship anymore. Isaac has it the worst out of everyone because Ruth is like, I don't even want to be in this relationship. So they hug it out, and I guess he gets pretty mad and sad, and she leaves. You have to pick that ring up, bro. It costs way too much money. Don't get beaten up. Isaac is getting beaten up over stuff that isn't actually even bad. Honestly, this is like dodging a bullet, Isaac. I feel like he's a pretty decent dude. He doesn't seem like someone who's done anything wrong. He just got dealt 2 bad cards. But you know what happens? It's like poker. For every bad card, you're getting closer to the good ones, okay?
Sure, like this is you.
That's this way.
It's not because I gave you an ultimatum.
Nope.
It's coming from your heart.
Yep.
And last, we move on to Genesis and Tabi, and you knew where this one was going. I was a little bit scared, but I knew deep down this man was gonna seal that deal.
Yes, sir.
This one.
The letter to her family, the intention is for me to do the right thing.
This man is so cool. He even has a letter to the family asking if it'll be okay. He's like doing all the formal stuff. He even wore a vest. You know when they wear a 3-piece suit? That's like, you know, whenever your pieces of suit is the same as the amount of chicken that you get at KFC, it's a good day. So you know this man did it right.
My journey has given me the courage to actually accept that.
What's supposed to be? A guy is supposed to willingly propose to you.
And it ends with Kateko saying he might be able to accept the reality after this television program that he's not going to be with Kanya. And she's like, this is not how it's supposed to go. People are supposed to propose to you, but it's Kanya. So I don't know. With that is the end of a very long deep dive. And I just want to do a few closing thoughts before I head out myself. This show has had 2 seasons. The first season sucked. The second season sucked. So bad that I just forgot that I didn't do it. I'm just realizing this is actually the 3rd season technically. So I forgot there was even a second one. But yeah, they now moved this to a different country. They chose South Africa. And for what reason, I am still unaware of. My closing thoughts are, I wish they filmed this in Durban so they had more brown people because I would have found that hilarious. I wish they had some people from Cape Town, some Cape Townians, because I guess it would have showcased a lot of South Africa that many people don't get to see. I wish we got to see more of the country because if people are doing international shows, that would be kind of nice. And the relationships themselves, they picked some really interesting characters. I mean, some of them were good for TV, but a lot of them weren't. So let's actually go through what I said at the start of the video and give everyone grades. Let's start off with Genesis.
That's in the Bible.
My man's gets an A+. I gotta start with the highest grade. I think this dude really truly learned, and he also made a friend in Courtney. He seemed pretty respectful throughout the experience and never got into any fights. He was very methodical and really thought about all of his decisions, and at the end of the day, he picked the person that he really wanted and she picked him, and they were really happy and good together. I think Tabi also gets she gets an A. She was pretty good throughout the whole experience. Nothing wrong there. Courtney and Aiden, I'm gonna give them both A's. Those two dudes and girl, they were really cool. I kind of thought that South Africa Ultimatum was gonna feature a lot more, you know, hey man, I'm from South Africa. I thought there was gonna be some moments of race in this that I was unprepared for. But I was very pleasantly surprised, and both of those two were pretty cool friends to other people and really good listeners, and I'm glad they got married. Then we have Ziza and Lindile. I think they both get a B+. I think there were moments where they were really good. There were maybe a couple moments when they showed a bit of insecurity, jealousy, maybe a little bit of claws, like Caesar not liking Tabi's present and Lindile not really accepting Caesar and Nkateko, but they were pretty good. Then we have Ruth, who I think gets a D because she wants the D. She started off really nice. She seemed pretty fun. At the end of the experiment, she doesn't seem like the most fun person, and I don't think that I really understood where she was coming from, because she kept going from like, oh, I need to apologize to Isaac, to I hate this man. And she also on the pretty much first night slept with someone else. She gets a D. Isaac gets a B. He's pretty good. Nothing really wrong, but he probably could have done some other stuff different as well, but he seems okay. Then we also get Nkateko, who I think gets a B as well. I wish that he would have stood up to Kanya a bit more. That's my pressing matter. And I wish at the end he would have made a better decision than sat on the fence, because I think giving someone a promise ring in this show is pretty much sitting on the fence. It's a show of whether you're doing it or not doing it. He pretty much chose the middle, which doesn't show any growth at all. So that's my big gripe. Everything else was pretty good about him. After that is Lebo. I think she gets a C because I think she's really insecure. Unfortunately, she seems like she likes to start stuff, or at least add fuel to the fire instead of calming it down. I think she's definitely needs to, get that insecurity stuff checked out. And I think, just to be honest, a lot of it is because of Nola, and it doesn't help her at all. There's definitely a lot that she could learn and get better at. She's got lots of potential, so that C is with like a grain of salt, but yeah, maybe not the best. Then comes to Nola, who gets a big fat F because it fucked is the word that I would give him. He left the experiment before actually completing it and pretty much lied. I thought he was really funny at the start. I thought he might have been a little bit of a flirt, but then maybe learned his lesson by the end, but it doesn't seem like that. There's pretty much no redemption there. And I think Kanya, drum roll please, I'm gonna give her an L because she's loud. I know that doesn't fit on the tier chart, but I shed a tear every time I listen to her, so she gets an L for that, and I get an L for listening to her, so that's good. At the end of the day, the Ultimatum South Africa was a very, very long-winded series. It featured a lot of characters who were interesting, some of them good, some of them bad. It did showcase some good moments of South Africa and some bad ones, and my closing comment is that I would have just liked to see everything about it. Maybe the better parts, maybe the worst parts, the more extreme. There is a reunion episode, and if you guys want me to do that, please do leave a comment below. I do read them. I was really pleased to see that they actually went to my home country for this, and next time if they do one, call me. I would love to go on this experiment. Sure, I don't have a partner, but if I do, oh my god, I'd swap her. You know what? Just hire me, guys. Thank you for watching this deep dive. I hope to see you on the next one. I've got a few coming up, and if you stayed this long, sabona. Bye bye.